Hi.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Bill.
And me. I'm sick today, so I'm sorry if I sound like an asshole this whole time. I'm not high, though, so...
And we have a guest.
Our special guest.
Hello.
Yeah, Mr. Nathan?
It's Nathaniel.
I should know that it's Nathaniel. I
dude.
know it's Nathaniel. Mr. Nathaniel M. Madden. P. Madden. I know what it is, but I wanted to say M. Welcome to the first bi-monthly death metal episode. Is that just what we're going to call it?
Yeah, sure. What do we call the new metal one?
Yeah.
Did you have a clever name for it?
No, I don't think so.
New Metal 01.
Yeah. Eddie Gobo's.
And the next one's going to be New Metal 02. And this will
Eddie
be
Gobo's Anthony Fantano world.
I tried to do a thing, and I don't know if anybody's ever noticed. I'm sure they have, but nobody's ever said anything. But anytime a guest comes back a second time, I put on like any sequel movie that has like a weird subtitle. I use that as...
Oh, I've seen it. Yeah.
I noticed that. Like,
nobody ever says anything. Yeah.
Electric Boogaloo was somebody's, right?
Yeah, somebody was that.
Somebody number 2.
Obvious, yeah.
Well, cool. So today we got some sick-ass records. I'm stoked because, like, I genuinely like all of these records. So it's like, I really don't have that many bad things to say.
I really enjoyed this, too. It was like having homework that was actually fun.
Right? For real. It was like I was listening to them at work the other day. Like, I listened to all 3 records.
For me. Like, this, I did not listen to these as much as I listened to, like, the new metal
ones. Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely
That's
not.
fair.
Yeah. Oh, we forgot to roll the dice. Figure out who goes first.
Oh, yeah.
Keep talking while I get that app.
The app, the dice app.
Yeah.
So,
try to make all
dice.
things fair.
like we mentioned, the records
like
today,
Vegas to you.
the records we chose are Obscura's Omnivium, Hate Eternal's Fury and Flames, right? Fury and Flame.
Fury and Flame.
And Flames.
It's
I always say it
plural.
wrong, yeah. And then Vehemence, God Was Created. So,
Can you say that band name again?
Vehemence? I used to call them Vehemence, but it's pronounced Vehemence.
Vehemence.
So you might hear me go back and forth.
Yeah, I don't actually know how to pronounce it.
Yeah,
That's why I
Vehemence
asked.
sounds cooler, but
I thought it was Vehemence.
yeah, no, it's Vehemence. That's the actual word.
But they're not a band name.
Well, Eddie was
right?
telling me that
So we
he
can
saw
call
them.
it
Kind
whatever
of.
we
We'll
want.
talk about it.
Eddie was telling me that he saw him and it was something. It almost sounded like they were saying venomous, but not like vehemence. Yeah.
Oh.
He said that yesterday because I was telling him I had no idea how to pronounce the name.
Uh-huh.
don't
I
think
guess
he
you would have
does.
seen him. I believe it.
All right, Nate, tap the screen, roll the dice.
Shit. I don't want to go
Buster.
first.
You want to roll next?
I got a 7. Lucky number 7. There's something in the Bible about that. All right. So wait,
Seven
Jason
deadly
got a
sins,
4.
bless
Is it
you.
whoever gets the lowest one has to do it?
What did we decide on?
I don't remember.
That seems to be the way that I would decide it.
So what-
Yeah,
Well,
Whoever has
lowest,
to go
I think
first.
lowest
Lowest
first,
goes
and then
first.
highest
Okay.
is last.
A 4 and a 2. God damn it.
Bill's first.
Two highest goes first, guys.
That's good. That's a good record to start it off with, though.
Is it?
Hell yeah.
All right. So yeah, where do you want to start? Let's start with that record. So
Yeah.
We're not going in chronological order.
So you picked
is it
Fury.
when it came out?
Yeah, when did that?
2008, I believe.
Okay.
I'm gonna Jamie it up right now.
When
I
did,
have some
my
notes on it,
references.
but I
Oh,
don't think I
nice.
wrote that one down.
When did the Obscura one come out?
That was 2011.
And
Jinx.
then when did Vehemence?
I want to say
2002.
yeah,
Okay.
2002. So Fury and Flames by Hate Eternal came out in 2008.
Okay.
That was the first record I had heard by them because when I discovered that band, that was the newest one that was out at the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't know who they were
had
before
heard
that.
bits of iMonarch because
Okay.
of Tom. He was into it, and I remember like hearing some of that and being like, "Oh, this is kind of cool." Mm-hmm. But so the single that I chose, "Bringer of Storms," I remember the video came out, which is a great stereotypical metal video. It's just 3 or 4 dudes just windmilling the whole time, you know?
Eric Rutan looking
And,
like a skull man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vigo the Carpathian playing
Wait,
metal.
I didn't watch the video.
Yeah,
I
have
just
you
listened
never
to the
seen
record.
it?
I don't think so.
It's not like anything
It's just like a
amazing.
performance,
It's like,
like
literally
they're-
them in like a warehouse.
Yeah.
Like it's
Sick.
so stereotypical
Yeah.
metal. But that song was like really cool. I thought that was a really cool song, and it really makes you want to windmill. Like when you hear that song,
Oh,
just
yeah,
like in
it's
the
super
video,
pissed,
like it's really good for that.
Wait, which song was the video?
Bringer
for?
Bringer of
Storms.
Storms, yeah, which is the
was
one
like-
that I chose.
That was
yeah.
like the lead single from the record too when it came out.
With that album though, as far as like my favorite song goes, it's Fury Within. That is like the
I
most
knew it.
pissed song ever. Like,
Yeah, I remember you mentioning that before.
And it was cool because when we opened for them, they played that song, and I was so fucking. That was the one where Eric Rutan turned like in the mic was like, "Fuck yeah!"
I thought that
because
was
Hannes Grossman was blasting so.
that was Behold
ridiculous.
Judas, dude.
No, They did Fury Within too, because they have that drum riff in there. That's my favorite thing ever, where it just kind of like goes off time and does like this weird like tom and like all like it's like he's playing 20 instruments at once, and it's the coolest fucking like riff ever.
Yeah,
but like that song front to back is awesome. But they did do a lot,
song.
and yeah, like Hannes Grossman just like destroyed it. It was so cool to hear that guy play, even though he was like sicker than hell, which was funny.
Yeah,
and still managed to like destroy it that night.
Show was that?
It was at Reggie's.
Yeah. Did we play it or did Warforged play it? I'm pretty sure
Warforged.
Maybe Warforged did.
We never did in Roman Reigns.
But I got to sit in the crow's nest at Reggie's because I think I helped you guys. I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
So that was cool. That was really fucking cool.
Yeah, that was a sick show.
I don't even think I was
man.
there because I think the last time I saw Hate Eternal, Chasen was playing drums for him.
That's cool.
Not Hannes.
Yeah. That was at Reggie's too.
Who's the current drummer?
It was John Longstreth did the last tour they did, but like they don't. Hannes Grossman played on the newest record, which came out a couple years ago now. I forget what it's called. But it's really that one's really good too. I don't think they have like a bad record, honestly. But like,
I haven't really listened to any of the newer stuff.
Fury and Flames. I had such like usually. That used to be like one of my least favorite Hate Eternal records because because I think the production is pretty rough on it. Like,
really, I like the production.
Yeah, I like it a lot now. I used to think compared to their other shit, it was kind of rough. But like going back and listening to it, I had such a good time. Like it's such a sick record, but it's so like I know the history of the record. A lot of it's about their old bass player that died, like the dude who played on the first two records, so King of All Kings and Conquering the Throne. And so I remember I actually read an interview once with Eric Rutan. And somebody brought up the production of the record, and he just said it was like he was having such a rough time doing it that he just kind of like he thinks that's why it sounds more of like a chaotic record. But man, it's really good, dude. There's so many sick drum parts, and this is the first record with Jade Simonetto on drums.
Okay,
he was only on this record and Phoenix Amongst the Ashes, which is the follow up to this one.
Interesting.
Yeah, he rips though, and this record is awesome.
I almost feel like I missed this album when it came out.
Really?
Maybe I didn't.
Don't you have a Fury and the Flames like hoodie?
I do. I definitely saw them when they were touring on it. But I loved I Monarch so much. That album kind of changed me a lot. It changed the way that I thought about metal guitar riffs and death metal drumming, and I'm like, I still think Derek Roddy is the best death metal drummer ever.
Yeah.
And so I think that the combination of that with the production stuff, I was 21 in 2008, and I was still trying to take over the world as like a recording engineer in college.
I was 36.
I think I honestly might have listened to this record back then and been like, I don't like the way the snare sounds or some shit like that, and then like wrote it off completely. I don't know. I don't really remember because I enjoy it now. The production's good. I mean, I have some notes here. Most of them are not about the production, except for Rutan is too shy about his vocals because, like, especially at the beginning of the record, it's like okay, like
does some cool effects with it though that I like. Not many, but here and there he does.
And I don't know if I would even notice that if I didn't know that he recorded himself and mixed himself.
That's gonna be tough.
It's a pretty sick sounding record, and the drums are awesome. Like I feel bad that I was, I guess. So judgmental back then about everything.
It seems like it would be more up your alley because those drums are pretty natural. Like
I honestly, I love the way that the whole thing sounds now. I enjoy, except for the fact that you really can't hear the bass. At least I couldn't.
You know who played bass on the record? Alex Webster played bass on this record.
Really?
Yeah, he was a bass player on that record. Yeah.
Then why is it still so buried?
That's
I
weird.
I have a note about that.
This guy's like a legendary bass player. That's weird.
On one specific song.
Eric Rutan's like, fuck him.
Well, I mean, for the listeners that don't know, Eric Rutan, like a little bit of history. I mean, he's like, he not only is,
How old is that dude now?
Probably in his 40s.
Okay.
Or something like that. But like he's an infamous recording engineer for a lot of metal bands. He owns Mana Studios in Tampa.
Infamous, huh?
Yeah, pretty infamous.
I would just say famous.
He's famous.
Yeah, sure. But
he did do Into the Moat, which is like one of my favorite bands.
He's done a shit ton of bands, and I mean, he was like one of the
Into the Moat. Oh, I love that band.
That band ruled.
He's like he pretty much makes a living doing like Cannibal Corpse records now. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, really? Like,
he makes a shitload of money from those, from what I've heard. Like,
that's fair.
And now I don't know the projection of this, but like I'm pretty sure he's just going to be in Cannibal Corpse now full time.
Oh my god, like, that's right.
Because Pat O'Brien hasn't been doing shit with them, and he's been playing with them ever since, and it's like a logical move, kind of.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So like,
did he join Judas Priest? Man, it wouldn't be that weird.
Did he get his like start doing whatchamacallit? What was the band?
Morbid Angel.
Yeah.
Was
definitely. That kind of where he got on the scene?
Yeah, Ripping Corpse, dude. Ripping Corpse was his initial band. That was like an old school death metal band. They were like a big underground. I mean, people still talk about like Ripping Corpse and shit. I never got too into him. Yeah, but like that was kind of his claim to fame. Probably like early 90s, late 80s shit.
And is it the other guitar player or the bass player that plays on this? You said Alex Webster plays bass. It's the other guitar player that was in Ripping Corpse with him, right?
Yes. Yeah. On this album. This was
I did some internet research.
This was the last like Hate Eternal record that they recorded with like I think a 5-piece.
Okay. Yeah.
Because everything then on out has been a 3-piece.
Right.
Him on
That's
guitar.
the way to do it.
Yeah. That dude JJ, the short bald guy, plays bass for them now, and he's been on every record since Fury and Flames. Like he came on board with Phoenix Amongst the Ashes and shit. But like, I really feel like this is where Eric Rutan blossomed in his lyrics of now being stuck in this like trope where most songs are about like avenging and like self-perseverance and shit. It's kind of like cheesy shit, kind of. But
Bill, you didn't read the lyrics to your pick?
Fuck no.
I read the lyrics to a lot of my. I read the lyrics to all the picks. I mean, I know a lot of that.
Well, yeah, we got to talk about the lyrics for your pick for sure.
Yes.
The titles alone.
As far as this one, I didn't read the lyrics for this record either, but I liked some of the songs a lot.
Yeah.
You know?
So
another reason why I really like this album too is like I drive a 2000 Chevy Impala, completely stock. That album sounds amazing in that car.
Really?
Yes. To the point where I used to joke to people, I was like, I swear to God, he mixed this thing in a fucking Chevy Impala. Like, he had to have. Like, it just sounds so good in my car for whatever reason. So I love hearing it in there.
Yeah. I expected to listen to this record again and not be as into it because I was like, man, this is the only, like, it's never my go-to Hate Eternal record.
That makes sense because I would pick that. And then
but I put it on, I was like, Jesus, like, this is really fucking good. Like, there's some really good songs. Like, there's that weird drum part in, what's the song? Like, I think it's, The Funerary March, or
that was my favorite track on the record.
Oh, really?
And it honestly, the reason I realized, I was like, why is this like song so amazing? And I went back, I'm like, this sounds just like a song from Immortal.
Yes.
It sounds just like The Victorious Reign.
Yeah,
I found
it sounds just like that.
And I was just like, oh fuck, that's why I love this song so much. But that was my favorite. And the drums
Victorious
are awesome.
Reign is like so sick though, dude. That's like unbeatable shit. But
Derek Roddy, man.
I know, for real. But it's kind of cool that he like jacked that idea of like the blast groove in this song.
Yeah,
which is cool.
It's awesome. And it's like you're ripping off your own band. It's like not a big deal. Who invented the blast beat anyway, man?
Yeah. It was hard to pick like a least favorite track because I feel like
I had a hard time with it too.
I cheated. I picked Coronac.
Yeah, that's what I picked too.
I said you couldn't do the.
It was an outro. I don't know. I was just like, okay. My
even myself was like in my head. I was like, I should have put that rule just so I could pick that song. There was only one song that I thought like it was. I guess deem it as my least favorite. I can't remember. This is why I wish I had my fucking notes. Just because like the intro, I thought was like a little like it's a real like cheesy kind of stereotypical metal like dun 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 like that.
Yeah,
but it's really not that big of a deal because the whole album and the song itself is awesome anyway. So really like. Yeah, I guess that would be
what that song's called. But
I guess I would choose Thus Salvation, but only because of my notes. I just said, by this point, I'm shredded to pieces because I was listening to the album in order, and I'm just like, oh my God.
I like burnt out a little.
That's when I was starting. Yeah, I had to take a little bit of a break and like have a beer and just chill because I was like, okay, I'm spacing out now because everything's so fast and so crazy.
That's a challenge with a lot of their records. I feel like it's just like
another.
Monarch. I mean, the first time I heard Monarch, it was so mind blowing to me, and like it's muddy by most people's standards. I think 2005. Crazy. I probably heard it for the first time in like 6 or something.
That song,
but I never heard anything like that before. And I remember listening to it in a friend's car and being like, I don't even know what's happening. And then I listened to more death metal for a few years and was like, oh, I get this.
Pick it out.
Yeah.
One of my notes on this was caveman riffs. I remember.
Yeah.
Because like the thing about this band that I like is that I mean, Eric Rutan, I don't think is like an amazing guitar player. You know,
I think he's pretty awesome.
Great writer.
I think he's an underrated guitar player. I think he's got some awesome leads.
Yeah, I mean, it's unique in the sense that like he's not doing like any sort of I don't feel like he's doing any sort of crazy shredding. Like he's doing some great rhythmic stuff that is awesome. Like I love him for that. But it's really like the drums that drives the technicality of that band. At least it seems like over these like I said, caveman riffs, but they're like punishing caveman riffs that are just backed by like the sickest drummer, like in all forms of this band, you know, which I love because like that was what I noticed because like you said in the production, it is a little hard to make out quite what like you can like feel like what he's doing, but you can't tell like what he's doing, you know. But live when I saw him, I was like, okay, like he's not doing anything like too complicated. But then again, the dude is doing vocals too, so I get that. But it works. Like I'm not knocking him for it, you know. Like I don't think that band would be like the same if they did have
huge influence on my writing in both the bands that I'm in. Definitely, I try. I'm sure. I probably ripped off a bunch of Hate Eternal riffs, and I've tried.
That's awesome. No, do it. Like I love it. Like I wish I could.
I mean, I tend to write a lot of riffs that are essentially like drum parts on the guitar, though, and I think that
that's cool.
You know, him being like a producer and visionary, like writing the whole song, kind of does that too. He also has to do vocals, and I don't have to do that.
Which is nice.
Not yet.
For sure. Yeah, he's like...
You did do a backing vocal on that live video I saw you guys. That was awesome.
Oh, you got to that part? Oh, wait, is that in the first song?
It's like the first or second song.
It's the first song.
Yeah, side note, for those of you who haven't seen, Immortal Bird has like a awesome live video of a full set. Was it in New York?
It's in Union Pool in Brooklyn, yeah.
Oh, man, it's so fucking good.
Our friend Frank filmed it. It looks kind of like a weird, awkward music video, but it sounds pretty good. And
it does sound good. I didn't watch the whole thing.
There's a lot of guitar. There's like too much guitar in the mix. It makes me self-conscious.
Sounds good. I think it sounds good, but yeah, man.
That was also at a weird. It was a great show. It was probably the best show of the tour in terms of like the response and how it felt. But that was, not to get too dark. That was 2 days or 3 days after my grandmother died, and I was just in like a very weird place. I got to see my good friend John Tim, who lives in New York, and I don't know. It's like I don't remember the show that well until I watch the video, and I'm like, oh yeah, that was really good,
you crushed
really
it,
cool.
Yeah.
I remember the feeling, you know, which was good overall, but yeah.
There you go.
Anyway, Hate Eternal, way better than my band.
They definitely have a distinct sound, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when you listen to a record of theirs, you're like, oh yeah, this is a Hate Eternal record, but yeah, man, like, I'm trying, like, that was also, too, I remember seeing the album cover and thinking it was really sick, because it's another Paul Romano, I think the guy's name is.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he did, like, all of their artwork up until that point. I think he did the next record, too. He hasn't done the last couple ones, but...
What is he, does he still do art?
I don't know.
I'm sure he still does art, but I mean, I know that when we were on tour with Withered, he came to that show, because he did some art for them, and he was, I think they stayed with him, actually.
Really?
But I did not get to meet him. I wish that I had, because I love his Mastodon artwork at least.
Yeah.
That's that guy.
He did the Animosity covers, or at least I did both of them.
Animal and Empires, yeah.
Yeah, he did. He did the Red Chord stuff too. He did.
Yep.
Jesus,
yeah, he's in a lot of cool stuff, but stayed busy at least like 15 years ago or whatever.
I don't know I haven't seen him do that many other album covers recently, so I don't know. He used to do a Acacia Strain artwork too. He did he did Continent and the Dead Walk.
Okay.
Yeah. I tried to get him to do artwork for like Small Town Murder or something, and it was either no response or like way too expensive.
Get out of here, kid.
Yeah. He's
I asked John Baisley too. John Baisley said no.
Oh yeah. Well, at least you asked.
They flat out said no. Like they didn't even give you a price.
Well,
it was no.
I met him because of the old drummer Joe Jans. Shout out to Joe Jans. We went to go see Baroness open for Converge right around when the Red album came out, which was amazing, which was a mind-blowing show, really amazing performance. And
where was it?
It was at Reggie's.
Oh shit.
Who else was on that tour?
I feel like you'll never see Converge at Reggie's again.
Really? I don't know. I've actually heard from people that work there that they love Reggie's, but they hate the way it sounds on stage. And I'm like, yeah, the concrete stage. It sounds weird on stage. It does. I love Reggie's though. I'll play there tomorrow. Please.
Yeah. I love Reggie's too, yeah.
Please let us play.
Yeah. I just feel like I saw him at the House of Blues the one time I saw Converge, so.
Really?
Yeah. But yeah, I remember discovering Hate Eternal because they were on the Nocturnal Black Dahlia album release tour. It was, they were like, it was.
I might have seen them on that tour. I've seen Black Dahlia Murder more times than I'd like to admit.
It was Hate Eternal, Decrepit Birth, I think 3 Inches of Blood, and Black Dahlia Murder. I think.
Sounds pretty banging.
I didn't go to the show. Because I was like, I don't know. I was younger, so I definitely didn't go. But then I was like, who's this Hate Eternal band? And I was like, oh, this is cool. You staring what I'm doing with this change?
Yeah, I'm wondering.
I've had it here for weeks now, and I'm just like leaving it here. But I like it because you can just kind of play with it. You know what I mean?
He's one of those kids that's like, fidget with stuff because he's under the age of 30, and yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Bill, I wanted to ask you, what did you say your favorite song was again?
Fury Within.
Fury Within.
Fury Within.
Yeah, that song.
Did you pick a least favorite?
Yeah, I think it was like, what? Fuck, I can't remember. Like, I wish I had my notes. Give me 1 second. I think I can find it. I hummed it, and now I don't remember.
I thought it was Parabellum.
No, it's not that one.
It was.
I like that song a lot too. That was another one where I was like, "This could have been on iMonarch. This is amazing."
It's the one that started off.
Another thing that I was going to say while you're looking it up about Eric Rutan's guitar playing is I feel like as a rhythm player, him and I are kind of similar, like in our approach to writing and playing. But as a lead player, we are polar opposites. Because he does those like slow lyrical leads, and I'm just like, I'm gonna play a million notes as fast as I can. Oh my god! Like, if I rest on one note, it gets a little scary.
Dude, his leads.
You're more of a Christian than.
Well, thank you. I'll take that as a compliment.
His leads on the last record that they did are like awesome, dude. That's when I really started to get into his lead playing. I was like, wow, this dude like fucking rips. I remember, so he recorded the first Conscious Seed of Light, the first Rivers album. And I remember Brody telling me at the time that like they wanted him to do guest vocals on a song, but he refused, but he offered to do a guest solo and they were just like, nah.
Really?
Yeah. Because I guess they really wanted like...
Oh man, really?
I guess he was just like, well, we don't really have any... Well, at that point, like all the leads were tracked and he's like, well, we don't really have any place to like squeeze in a guest solo.
Right.
Like...
Don't love the way that album sounds.
Me
I like that album,
either.
and I don't think the guys in the band like that much either.
They I don't think they do either. But
we've talked about it a little bit.
Yeah,
but that's funny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, Eric Rutan is a very interesting dude for sure. I mean, just like the history he's had and like the kind of dude he is. He's a really nice guy though. I've met him a couple times, and like he's always been cool. He's really short.
Yeah, he's a lot shorter than you would expect. When you
yeah. But they rip.
I just want to talk to him about Marshalls, man.
Dude, I do enjoy that guy's approach to gear, man. Like, it's awesome. It's super simple and just like it works. You know, the JCM 800.
I wouldn't say it's super simple.
Overdrive, an EQ, and a delay. Like, I think that's it, right?
Well, I know for a while, like on most of the tours, he rocks a stereo rig. He'll have like a Marshall awesome. And something else. But the one time I saw him recently, which I guess was a few years ago, he was just playing a Mesa. He was just playing like a dual rack through like a Marshall cab. Yeah, with that show with Chasen when he was the only guitar player.
Yep. And
I was so bummed. I was like, if you're gonna have one amp, dude, you should probably have an 800. You're
maybe the 800 was in the shop.
Maybe, but like, I mean, whatever. It doesn't matter.
I feel like that guy probably owns like a dozen.
I'm a gear nerd, and so I noticed it, and it wasn't like he sounded bad or not like himself. It was just sort of like I wanted to hear it live. I wanted to hear that like classic EL34. Probably hit it with like 2 tube screamers or something. However, he like makes it sound heavy. Anyway.
That's interesting, yeah, because like remember that time you were like talking to him, and he's like so Marshall, like it's amazing how much that dude loves Marshall. Because like, I'm kind of surprised that he had the Mesa. It had to have been like a backup.
That tour and that show, Rivers was on that tour, so we played Warforged opening. And I remember like Brody was telling me how much like he's not down with Kempers and X-Specs and shit.
Can only imagine, especially a guy his age that's a producer. Yeah, like, come on.
We were hanging out at in the green room at Reggie's, and then like he was making fun of like them for their Kempers. I was like, yeah, man, nothing. And I don't know what I'm talking about, but I was like, nothing like a JCM. And he was just like,
you were joking.
Yeah, but he was like, stop me. He's like, dude, yes. And he's like, let's talk about the greats. He's like, Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, Sabbath. They all used it, and I was just like, okay, like. Rivers of Nile sounds nothing like any of those bands.
Right.
But,
7 strings, bro.
Yeah,
right.
it's just like
tuned down to G, is it?
drop F sharp.
F sharp.
It's the old man.
I'm sorry, Brody.
Out.
Well, dude, on the new Hate Eternal record, he's playing 7s on some songs.
Really?
There's some super low songs. Yeah, this is like the first time he's
what
ever
are
done
they
that.
tuned to normally?
I don't know.
Do you know?
No clue.
I've never.
I don't
looked it
know.
up.
I want to say it's like C standard or something like that.
Probably. It doesn't sound too crazy low, and it doesn't sound.
Damn it!
high.
I didn't do enough research, Bill. You got me.
You ruined the show.
But yeah, my least favorite song was the outro, which sucks because
Yeah,
it doesn't
I had
count.
to.
I told you guys, you can't.
But
count
it's just so egregious.
It's so
like, why
bad,
is it even
and
on the album?
Yeah, and why is it an outro? Like, I
It
would
should have been like an
understand if it was-
interlude.
Well, even if it was an intro, I would get it. But at that point, I'd be like, "This intro sucks ass."
It's
like,
not
it's just
good.
not good.
I thought
It
Yeah.
was really
Joke.
out of left field.
I thought it was I couldn't believe it either. I thought so.
I wish we knew somebody well enough in that camp to be like, please explain to me why that's
Eric
like on
Rutan
there.
did like a symphonic project called Alas like years ago, and they only did one record, but it's like neoclassical with like a female vocalist and shit, and it's like really weird. It doesn't sound
Does
like
it sound like that outro track?
no, not really. Like kind of not like that. No, but it's like I thought I was like, oh, maybe this is like a flex like that because I know he like
The B-side
does some
from
shit
it,
like
it's just,
that.
showing it.
Yeah, but I don't really know what the point of it was, and it's just like the last song's so good, and it's just like really you're gonna like
It's weird to end it on
coattail
that.
this, yeah, you know, like yeah, I
Is
don't
that
know.
the song? Is it Tombeau?
Yeah, that's the last song.
Like, and
yeah.
then does it have like parentheses, something else?
Yeah, it's Tombeau,
Something
Le
like French.
Tombeau.
The lead playing is awesome in that song.
Yeah, it's great.
That's like
It's awesome.
my only real like guitar solo note I think is from that song. And I'm like, the fade out with the leads is sick.
But yeah, a lot of people consider this like not the
best.
not the best Hate Eternal record.
That's fair.
Yeah, which is just like, I don't know. I think it's kind of like lame because it's like, oh, it's still like an awesome fucking album. But like, I guess, I mean, if you could, they're like, Hate Eternal is one of those death metal bands that has so many iconic moments on a lot of their records. Like King of All Kings, that song in itself makes you want to just punch somebody. Like,
That's a
how
good one, yeah.
like, yeah, and they open, like the last couple times I saw them, they open with that. And I was just like, fuck. Like, and it has that weird distorted vocal intro where it's like, so it's just like, oh shit, you know what's coming, dude. And another great record because Derek Roddy played on King of All Kings. Like, that would be fun. I should have picked. Man, that's like, I want to pick so many records.
That's how the show happens.
Yeah.
I'll pick
Once
I
we start
Monarch
talking.
eventually, but I don't think it would be appropriate for the next one if we do more of them.
Yeah, I
Oh, I
would.
don't
I was
care.
thinking about doing that for this one, but then when Bill was like,
I'm gonna break
Hey,
down.
Eternal.
I'm gonna break down the dual hi-hat drum part for you.
hell yeah.
That shit's crazy.
It is. I've watched like videos of him doing clinics on some of those songs, but it's just like, yeah. I mean, you listen to that record and it's just like, well, what?
Can I tell you a funny little anecdote that is
Sure.
related to Derek Roddy? So I had no idea who Derek Roddy was.
At the time,
This is many years. I think I might have still been in high school.
Okay.
Whenever Miasma came out,
yes.
that Zach Gibson played drums on.
Yep.
I believe Joe, our old drummer in Roman Ring, messaged him on MySpace or something.
Zach?
Yeah, he messaged Zach like, I don't know what about, some drum shit. And Zach Gibson straight up told him, he's like, yeah, just check out Derek Roddy. I just stole everything from Derek Roddy.
Yeah.
And that's how we found out about him. And we were just like, holy shit, this is crazy. And I
That's
think
why
dude.
Joe's got the drum book.
and it's so funny because like I see Zach like about once a year. I love
Yeah.
Shit Life, and he's a sweet dude. It's just like really funny that
That's
Joe was
awesome.
MySpace messaging him so many years ago.
Dude,
Yeah,
and
check out-
I just rip off Zach. So
Everybody check out Shit Life if you like grind. That's awesome.
yeah, they are sick.
I
And
have a
he's
lot
an
of their
incredible
merch, too.
drummer.
It's a great band name.
Yeah, he's so sick. I gotta hit that dude up. He actually just posted this band called Eurosepsis that Lyle Cooper plays drums in, I guess. And they just dropped a new record.
That dude used to be in the Faceless.
Yeah,
right?
he was on Planetary Duality and the record after.
Autotheism?
Yeah, Autotheism. He's on both of those.
Dude, I should have picked Autotheism. And in the future,
But
That's the one
Eurosepsis is
after
cool.
Planetary.
Yeah, Autotheism.
I don't think I like that.
you
A
probably
lot of people
don't.
didn't.
A lot of people
I like
hate
it
that
now.
album.
I didn't like
Is
it when
there
it
one
came
after
out.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the newest one, which is
I
real
definitely
bad.
did not like
In
that.
Becoming
Yeah,
a Ghost, I believe is
Yeah.
what it's called. It has like a Nightmare Before Christmas cover. I mean, not literally, but that's what the album cover kind of reminds me
That's
of.
awesome.
Yeah, it
Jack
kind of
Skellington
sounds like
one.
that too, but
It sounds like the Nightmare Before Christmas.
But
we could do a whole episode where we just all pick faceless records and talk about them.
Yeah, I thought, dude, for sure. I thought one of you guys. I thought somebody was going to pick. I knew somebody was going to pick a Hate Eternal record because I'm like, all right, like I could pretty much narrow. Yeah, because I know every death metal band you like. Like I know it, and like I know Nate really likes Hate Eternal, so I was like, somebody's going to do it, so I can't. Like I knew that my picks are probably always going to be shit that I know you guys haven't heard, or at least maybe haven't listened to a lot. Because
That's easy for me.
I'm stoked with your pick. I was really, it felt like it was like a deep cut or something. But obviously it was a big record for you in your life. I just never listened to it before.
But yeah, man. Like I remember Derek Roddy. Like I mean, I first discovered Derek Roddy on Black Seeds of Vengeance by Nile. That was the first thing I heard him on.
One Take Roddy, right? He did everything in like one or two takes.
That was that album?
Yeah.
Yeah, like all his records.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he was on Black Seeds of Vengeance. Like, I know they had a couple different drummers, but he was on the bulk of it. And, yeah, I mean...
And what's he doing now? Is he just still doing, like, clinical stuff and, like...
yeah, he owns, like, a snake farm. He, like, breeds snakes and shit. He makes 6
figures breeding reptiles. Yeah.
God damn it. Good for him.
And he does play in bands. Like, he played with... Fuck, I can't remember the name of the band. He played with some relatively unknown death metal band, maybe just unknown to me, at Cobra Lounge.
Oh yeah, didn't Matt go to that show?
Matt went because he's a huge Derek Roddy fan too. Him and I always bonded over that, and he got to watch him play drums like right in front. And I can't remember the name of the band though. For the life of me, it was something.
Man, that's awesome.
Like I said, I feel like it was relatively unknown.
Yeah, dude, fucking Matt posted today, and I just saw it. He shared it, but the Berserker, you remember that band?
Yeah, he has played that shit for me way too many times. No, like it's like that album was in his car for like a year.
I love that band, dude.
And I'd just be like, dude, like these fucking fake industrial drums. And he's like, no, the guy's really playing it. And I'm like, I don't care. It sounds so annoying. Like, turn it off. Sick,
dude. They have a new record coming out this year, and they haven't been a band for a really long time.
He loves that band. If you had him on here, he'd probably pick
he's like the only dude I know. Because I remember we've talked about it. Like, I've talked about it with Matt, but like, I don't know any. I think Alex is like the only other guy that I know that likes the Berserker. Like, everybody else just like, they were totally written off. But they were a cool band.
After the Burial song.
I mean, they're way older than that band. But yeah, it is. Fair. It's a good After the Burial song, too.
I think I remember that band.
We should do a different version of this podcast where we just pick like metalcore or like.
I thought about that. I thought about
would like any of those like fall into this category?
Well, like, could I pick like Job for a Cowboy's for EP?
If we did like a deathcore.
Probably.
Oh, for a death metal?
I mean, that's.
I would let it slide. We would let it pass.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Unless we veto it, but I don't know. I don't see a lot of situations where we wouldn't do that.
I don't really want to talk about Job for a Cowboy.
Okay, anyway. We don't have to.
At least not that EP. I just use it as an example.
Okay.
So wait, are we?
I really want to talk.
Do we have any more things to talk about with the Fury and Flames?
I mean, I wish I did. Like, I know Jade was like their new drummer at the time, and like it was a big deal for Eric Rutan because it was like you go from Derek Roddy to like an unknown. It's kind of a big jump, but like I think he tried to champion that for a while, and I find that I feel kind of bad for Eric Rutan because like. He did it with Jade. Jade did 2 records, and then Jade left to like pursue, I think, school. Like he went to like medical school or something. I remember when he quit because like there was like a MySpace bulletin about it or some shit. And like I don't think he like. I think they took a bit of a break before Chasen joined, and then like he picked Chasen, who like he wasn't completely unknown, but he's not like
that dude's played in like every band
now. Yeah. He has.
But not every death metal band. Just like he was in Whitechapel, he was in the Faceless.
But a lot of that shit was after Hate Eternal. Like, a lot of that shit was after he left.
And okay. I think he was Oceano before that, right?
Oh, at least.
Same time. He just toured with Oceano, though.
We did see him play with Oceano.
And, when Warforged played with them.
Shit, I remember when he had like a crazy afro and he was burning the masses.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
such a sick band.
That's a good band.
But it was cool because it was like, all right, like the guys that know Chasen knew that he ripped, and then when they announced him as their drummer, it was just like, oh fuck. Like,
I feel like that's such a great distinction to have as a drummer. Is like, I drummed in Hate Eternal. Like if you have that under your belt, you're no fucking slouch. Well, Jason, you have to be.
You've talked to him about it, right?
Yeah, I still talk to Jason from time to time.
Like you talked to him about being in Hate Eternal.
Oh, he lives in Vegas. Yeah, I've talked to him about
who's
being
he playing with?
Hold on, two different things.
Sorry.
He has his own band now he's still working on. It's not like out yet, but it's like a super prog metal band, not like death metal shit.
Cool.
He plays other instruments too, like aside from fucking.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
typical drummer.
Yeah,
gotta do more than play the drums.
Not me, dude. But he left Hate Eternal like because Eric Rutan cracked the fucking whip in that band, and I guess that like. He was coming down on Chasen on that. So that tour that you saw him with, like he only played Chicago with Hate Eternal once. It was at Reggie's.
I was there.
It was that show with Deicide. Yeah, I was there with Mariella, my ex. Like
she brought her.
She probably
yeah, she came to the show.
Really?
She had a good time, but like we hung out with Chasen a bunch, and like it's so funny. So like he quit after that tour because that was the tour. Like that tour fell apart. Like. Bands were dropping off, Deicide dropped off, and it became like this weird Hate Eternal headliner. It was one of those Metal Alliance tours that they were doing for a while, which I don't think they do anymore. But I remember he fucking left his drum throne at Reggie's, and like Eric Rutan was like on his ass about that because Eric Rutan bought the throne. It was from Mana, and it was like it was just a shitty Gibraltar like drum throne, and he was just like. He's like, shit, dude. Like, he was like, can you pick it up for me? And like, I'll pay for the shipping and you could send it back. And I was like, yeah. And then days and weeks and months went by and I kept hitting him up. I was like, yo, I have this drum. I still have it.
You still have it?
I have the drum throne. Yeah, it's in my room. Yeah, I still have it.
Dude,
yeah, it's mine.
Bring it in the room.
And like
he was sitting on this throne right now. All the ass sweat from Jason and every drummer that recorded with Eric.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome.
Well, it was a relatively new throne, so I don't know. But I'm like, whoa, cool. I have a backup drum throne now if I ever need it. So it's like that's sick. But
it's got a story, dude. I love it when pieces of gear have stories like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty funny. So it was just like, and then he was just like, you could keep it, like, and then he told me about everything, and I was like, oh shit, like.
Next time Hate Eternal's here, you should bring it and have Eric Rutan sign it, and then be like, this is yours, fucker, and then run away.
Dude, but I don't like, if Eric Rutan joins Cannibal Corpse, I don't know if there's going to be a Hate Eternal.
Really? You think so?
I don't know. I mean,
that'd be a bomber.
I know that with the newest record, they had Hannes play on it, but Hannes was always just like, look, I'll do the record and I'll tour with you a little bit, but this can't be a full-time commitment thing for me.
What's he doing?
Hannes?
Full-time, yeah.
Well, he does Alkaloid and a lot of production stuff and his solo shit, so.
He also happened to play drums on the record that I'm going to talk about.
Right, yeah.
And write a bunch of the songs.
One of those, like,
yeah, he was like well, we'll get into it, but.
I said before, if I know a drummer's name, they're doing something right, because I usually don't give a shit about most drummers.
Yeah, so
but like yeah, for sure. That's great.
They did, the last tour they did was with Cannibal Corpse, Hate Eternal. It was like the only tour they did on that last record, and they had.
Doing double duty?
No, John Longstreth.
No.
Oh, Eric Rutan. No, this was before Pat lost his shit. So like he wasn't doing double duty. They were like supporting them. They played at like Dirty Nelly's in Palatine. I didn't go. Yeah, Danny went, but really? I didn't go. Yeah, but it would have been sick to see Hate Eternal with John Longstreth on drums, which is
I know.
awesome.
I wanted to just see that too.
Yeah.
I hate Dirty Nelly's, and I probably had band practice, but I didn't go for that shit.
Yeah, but I like. I'm hoping that's not the case because I like Hate Eternal so much more than I like Cannibal Corpse. And I know that, like, if I heard a Cannibal Corpse record with Eric Rutan on it, I would probably be like, I mean, I think you'd be able to pick, I think you'd be able to pick it out, like, the shit that he did. Mm-hmm. But then it would just feel like, and I'm just, like, spouting. I have no idea if this is true or not, but I would imagine it just sounding like, oh, this is Eric Rutan distinctively, but he's just trying to write Cannibal Corpse riffs. Yeah, so. And I don't know, like, I think Cannibal Corpse is sick. I like that band, like, especially some of their older shit. And, like, I realize they're, like, one of the biggest probably the biggest death metal band. Like, they're huge, you know? And,
that was the band in Ace Ventura, right?
Yeah.
Indeed.
They were. I mean, they have so much notoriety for so many different reasons, you know? Not only their disgusting album covers, but I'll probably never pick them for this podcast. Like, I would never pick a Cannibal Corpse record. I don't think.
If you had to pick one, what would you pick?
The Bleeding.
It's
the last record with Chris Barnes. It's from like the 90s.
Okay.
I don't know what year it came out, but that's like my favorite record.
Forever.
Yeah. I'd probably pick that one.
I'd just rather listen to Cryptopsy.
Yeah, they're so much sicker. Yeah. Cryptopsy's way better than Cannibal Corpse, but they're also way different. You know what I mean? Like, Cryptopsy's insane.
Oh, I know. I just was thinking about like the era, the approximate era.
That'd be cool. I thought about picking one of their albums for this episode, but I'm going to save it for another one.
Well, maybe I'll pick one.
Yeah.
You never know.
So, yeah, Fury and Flames, it's a cool record, and I think this Hate Eternal guys, at least Eric Rutan, is very self-aware that the record is not like they don't play a lot of that record live.
I think it rules. Honestly, yeah. I don't really. I think
it does rule.
Maybe I didn't like the first song. What was it? I gotta look back.
What was
the intro song? I like that one.
I mean, it's all ripping. It all just is so fast and brutal, but like, I think I just enjoyed the middle portion, the middle third of the record a lot more than the first third. That makes sense. Fair.
It's just me and Brody have this inside joke about that first song because there's a lyric where Eric Rutan says, "I descend upon the Lord of Chaos," and it's just like, all right,
hell and venom.
Yeah. How it starts like that. It's so funny because I just picture his big ass head like
floating in space.
Me and Brody, like, I'll get really high and well, he's supposed to be on the podcast next week, so.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, he said he would do it, so Skype in. But me and him will get high, and we'll send each other just pictures of Eric Rutan. Like,
you ever throw in like a Vigo one just to throw him off? Like,
no. That would be sick.
That'd be so good.
But like, we did Warforged Christmas cards this year,
which I got, which was awesome.
Oh, yeah,
my logo on it and everything. It was so
I don't know
sick.
who got him because Adrian was in charge of the whole thing.
Well, he asked me for my address, but I have not gotten one, so. Maybe got lost in the mail.
Yeah.
It is just a little postcard, so it could have gotten lost.
I drew
easily.
one for Brody, but I drew his own face on it, and then I was like, fuck. And I sent Brody two. I sent him one of a drawing of Eric Rutan. That was pretty good. And then one with a drawing of his face. Yeah, he I think he posted it, but
I saw a bunch of other people
put that on the Instagram
posts about the Christmas card, and they were like, "Oh, I love Warforged so much; they're so cool." And I'm like,
"That's just like you motherfucker."
Yeah, people are mad because they're like, "I didn't get one," and I'm just like, "Fuck you."
I'm not mad. I just thought maybe I was supposed to because Adrian randomly hit me up for my address.
Yeah, that was definitely why.
And I was like, "Are you gonna come to my house and hang out with me? Or are you gonna fucking send me a wedding invitation?" That's kind of what I thought.
I thought he posted it. Let me see. I remember.
They're not engaged, right?
No, they're not. Okay, I don't think. I'm not saying that they are. I'm just saying Hannah's really cool. They've been living together for a while, so it wouldn't be the most shocking thing on earth if that was the case.
Fuck,
that's another thing, man. Fucking going to weddings. What a strange social activity.
Hey, man, next year, September, what is it? 2021 or 2020? Dave and Megan.
Yeah, they said 2021 yesterday.
Okay.
I can't find it. Fuck.
Damn.
But
it's all good. So wait, have we? How does this work? I don't know if I even got past where like in the last podcast.
So yeah,
one record goes to the next one.
Well, like one prompt for it is, would you keep this album in your rotation of music?
Definitely yes, for me, for sure. I'm an idiot. I need to listen to more Hate Eternal all the time. So I'm definitely gonna say I loved it, and I will definitely listen to it again.
Nice.
Maybe this week. Maybe
it's
tomorrow.
Definitely it's saved on my. It's one of the few albums of theirs that is like front to back that's saved completely and not like cherry picked songs. Because I do enjoy this.
I never cherry pick songs, dude.
Oh,
all or nothing.
Yeah, I'm with you, dude. All or nothing. Unless it's like
I could
pop music.
I could just rant forever though about how like the album as a whole, as an art form, is important. But you know, whatever.
Well, especially in death metal, and especially with a band like Hate Eternal. I mean, they're
well, in death metal, maybe less sometimes though.
Really?
Depending on the band. I don't know. I get it if you only want to listen to a couple songs that are just like blast beats at 280 for the entire song.
Sure, yeah,
you know what I mean? But
no, it's like going to a restaurant. You can't get everything on the menu sometimes. You just got to get the one thing you like.
Spaghetti. I would definitely listen to it again. I don't know if I'd put it in my regular rotation because honestly, the way I felt.
You don't even listen to metal anymore.
Not a lot. But I listened to Fury and Flames and I was like, fuck, like. I forgot how good this record is, but then it just made me think, I'm like, fuck, I forgot how good the new one is. And I'm just like, I totally didn't listen to it enough.
I listened to it like twice.
Yeah, me too. But every time I listened to it, I was like, fuck, this Upon Desolate Sands is what it's called.
Not to be confused with Desolate Colored Sands.
No, but my high ass, like...
Colored Sands is the
Obscura,
Gorgas
record.
Album of the decade, bro.
Yeah, is it?
Shout out to Mitch from Sunless for calling that the album of the decade. I guess I agree.
Did he pick that?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Man, I don't know what the album of the decade is. It's too much.
You don't have to pick. I mean, I appreciated that.
I didn't even post a top 10 this year because I just so don't fucking care anymore.
Good, because there's enough of them out there.
Yeah, it's just like, geez, I don't need to do this. My favorite album was a Brockhampton record that came out last year, which is hip hop. So
that's your album of the century?
Of the year, not the decade. Yeah.
But like, do you think it's the century? Do you think it's the best? Like, my problem with the list is everybody's like, I'm this authority, or not everybody, but a lot of people are like, I listen to every metal album, so I'm the authority to make this list. And it's just silly to me, you know. Like I would feel like I was disrespecting all the shit I didn't listen to if I made a list, and that's why I didn't do it.
But it's such part of like the ingrained culture in metal now.
Oh, in metal, I mean, this last tour that we did, and I love it when people. It's such a compliment when people
like,
are
your record was in my top 10.
Yeah,
or my album of the year.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard that, and it's nice, but I almost just am like, well, cool, you know, like
yeah.
I think this is like the first year that I've known a lot of people that made it onto a lot of those lists. Like I'm like, what the fuck?
We were a bunch.
Both of you guys were, which is fucking awesome. But
we were a bunch with Immortal
the list.
Bird.
I don't really like. I don't know.
What was that weird ass? Sorry, not to cut you off. What was that really weird, insanely long
Warforged one?
The one that you were number one, but it was like hundreds of I think we were on it, but we were like number 200, and you were number one.
It was a compiled list.
They tied with Tool.
I thought you beat Tool.
No. I think you guys were.
I don't remember if we did.
You were second.
I think it was.
I think we did beat.
But you were in that category of like.
We were number. Yeah, we did beat Tool on that list.
I remember.
Was
that the one where it was you two where it said like. What was the term that they used to describe? Because it broke it down to
there were like genuses in that fucking thing.
Yeah.
Of like perfection, masterpiece.
Yes.
It was
good.
A masterpiece.
Kind
too.
of good.
Me and us and Tool, we beat out Tool, but it was us two. We were the only records in the masterpiece category.
That's what it was. Okay.
Which was just like, all right, dude. Like,
awesome.
What that was, it was just a Metal Sucks reader who compiled like a whole list of every metal record that came out in 2019 and ranked them all. And also, I found out from Hasib, he linked me to this article. It's a thread on Reddit, and what it was is, it's a compiled list of like 150 metal records from this year, but it's the way it's factored is like, it's a list based on other lists. Like some dude just tracked down a bunch of lists.
That's
like
interesting.
All kinds of lists.
So was Gatecreeper number one or was Blood Incantation?
I think Blood Incantation was number one. Yeah.
Was that the one that made the list for like everybody?
Yeah, dude, that record. I'm not going to talk about it, but we were number 54 on that compiled 150 list.
No shit.
Yeah, so that was kind of cool.
Did Immortal Bird make it or not?
Yeah, you guys were on there. I forget what the number was, but he did send it to me, and I was just like, oh shit, like that's cool.
So cool.
Yeah, so some dude did all the math and like did the averages for like every list. So I was like, oh, that's sick. But
if metal, I was gonna say like if metalheads could somehow collectively like harness that nerd power and make metal more popular instead of just like making stupid lists, the world would be a better place.
Yeah, for real. I agree.
Like making more normal people actually like enjoy metal. Instead of being like, this is my secret thing. Yeah. Only
but
I
even
can
like butting those lists up against each other too, or it's like my list is more important than your list. And it's like, oh god.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, says the dude in the middle of fucking Iowa in his mom's basement. It's like, all right, I'm not listening to you.
Yeah, but I think it was Blood Incantations.
Because I was following at least like the early returns and all the lists on the major metal media websites, and it was always either Blood Incantation, whose album came out in like the first week of December.
I know, bullshit.
Or Gatecreeper. Gatecreeper got a lot of them too.
Yeah, also... Never mind, but
Post Malone.
Yeah, Post Malone's song with Ozzy.
Dude, Post Malone and Gatecreeper need to do a collaboration.
They should.
That's next.
Yeah. Ugh.
Stadium death metal, bro.
Yeah.
Jesus, that would sound horrendous.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the Ozzy song, but just because it makes me laugh.
Yeah.
It just makes me laugh.
As long as it brings you joy, that's good.
Yeah, I hate that song. I can't listen to it. I get upset.
Dick, what you want from me?
Yeah, it's just like, he sounds like somebody injected him with
Sharon.
He sounds like Ozzy, dude. He sounds like Ozzy from the last 20 years. Doesn't sound that weird. Just with the, like you said,
just like out of
before I listened to
it,
it was because of this podcast that I listened to it, and you were like, yeah, I don't want to hear Ozzy singing with a trap beat, and then you listen to the intro, and it's him singing, and then you get the...
Yeah, and it's so fucking stupid.
Hey, man.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay, we don't have to talk about that anymore. I'm sorry. I wanted to put it on the podcast at least a little bit.
All right, so what is it, mine or yours next?
I think it's yours technically, but I wouldn't mind going next.
Okay, so I picked Vehemence's record from 2002 called God Was Created. And what a wild ride this record is.
It is. Musically
and lyrically. Like... When I discovered this record, I was like a sophomore in high school. I was 16, and it was during the whole this period in my life where it was just like I was 110% into metal, and I couldn't get enough of it. And I was just, like scouring. the internet for anything I could find. And I was really big into melodic death metal at the time. So I was really into shit like Black Dahlia, In Flames, Soilwork, like The Haunted, Swedish bands. And like, I heard this band Vehemence and I was like, okay. And then I listened to like, I don't remember the first song, but I just remember being like, whoa, what the fuck is this? Like the beginning of the second song where it's like, sounds like a soap opera ballad. And it's like, what is it? Like where it's got the dreamy
Is that She Never Noticed Me?
Yeah. It's so funny. I'm just like, what? And then I look at the album cover. I'm like, this is like a death metal. And then sure enough, like 10 seconds later, I'm like, oh.
It's really all over the place a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. I love it. I fucking love this. And it's one of those records that I loved back then. And I still like it as much now, if not more. Just because it's so fucking like, I wouldn't say it's A tier by any means, but it's just like a fun record in my opinion. And the concept of it is insane. It's like if you took a Cannibal Corpse record and just made it more vile and
Can you
like
explain that a little bit? Because I read some of the lyrics and obviously you can kind of understand some of them, but since you've been a student of this record, I'd love to hear your take on it.
The record is about basically a dude, like the protagonist of the story is a guy. He is going to school. He's like in like a Catholic high school or something. And he's crushing on this woman or like a fellow student. And this student has this fucked up, she's like, comes from a very fucked up background with her family and her dad like rapes her and shit. Very not like, if this record came out this year, it would not fly anywhere.
Wait, I didn't get that. Yeah. But I guess I didn't really read the lyrics enough.
So essentially like, it starts off with like, the setting of like he's watching her. So she's got this weird thing where like she masturbates with a crucifix. I think it's with a crucifix and like looks at pictures of Jesus because she gets turned on by Jesus. So she pretends Jesus is fucking her. Fair and enough. Like it's really weird. The concept is super strange.
To call me, bro.
What's funny was I actually hit up the I saw on their Instagram because they jam like every once in a while. They posted a video. They were jamming on New Year's Day because I don't know what's going on with them, but like I like messaged their guitar player because I followed him on Instagram and I was like, oh my God, this is so sick. And I told him, I was like, we're doing your record on the podcast. Like I'll show you when it's up. And he was like, cool. Oh, that's great. Like, so I apologize. Yeah.
Sorry in advance.
So like, yeah, and I apologize if I get anything wrong, like with the concept, but like, so this dude is watching this woman masturbate and he's in the bushes outside of her window masturbating to her masturbating. And then her dad walks in and like starts raping her. Okay, and then he's just like, freaking out about it, and then like he realizes he's a virgin because they're only having anal sex, and like it's weird.
I thought he was really just jerking in the bushes.
Well, no. So this is what happens. He somehow gets.
I think you missed a scene.
I'm about to connect the dots.
Okay.
So he's watching her dad have anal sex with her, and all of a sudden he somehow gets possessed by Christ. Breaks into the house, kills her dad, and then has sex with her. And then he kills her out of that because he's like on this manic spell. And then essentially the rest of the record, I think, is his spiral down into this like depression madness where it was like he loved this woman and he like Christ, I fucking hate you is about like he's angry at Christ because Christ possessed him and then it killed this woman on accident that he was in love with and he's super upset about it and it just ends with him going on like a killing spree in his school.
Wait, so I didn't kill her is a literal like he didn't.
He's saying that himself. He didn't kill her.
And
but
is that the second to last song? I got that in my notes.
It's the second or third to last song. I'm gonna pull it up here.
I think it's the second to last one because my favorite actually is the last song. I Must Not Live. Yeah, it just I don't know. I didn't write a whole bunch of notes about it, but basically like the record as a whole, at least from my opinion, kind of I wasn't really into it at the beginning. Like in the first song, I think is my least favorite actually. And then I just like how, man, there's a lot of stuff that I haven't gotten to say that I wanted to say, but basically I like the last song because it reminds me more of like what melodic death metal kind of progressed into.
Yeah.
Like I wrote that it has like Black Dahlia Murder vibes. Like that's my note about it. But yeah, I just think overall, like the riffs, like I'm so fascinated by the story. I don't want to cut it off before you finish, but
that's pretty much it. Like that's how it ends.
Because man, like
he kills himself.
It reminds me so much of a lot of metalcore that was happening around the time, like but without the breakdowns.
Yeah.
like so many riffs like throughout the record. I'm just like, oh, this could be on like an Unearth album. This could be like a Dead to Fall riff or something. But there's just no breakdown. It's like, and I don't know, just really, when it goes more towards the melodic death metal that I'm familiar with, I kind of like am more into it. But it also is really interesting because I didn't know any of what you just said about the count. I was like, there's something in here about like, he's mad at Jesus and he wants to fuck this girl and maybe doesn't want to fuck him. I didn't realize it was like that dark with like
a pretty insane album.
Crucifix, masturbation, and rape. I didn't realize that. I didn't get the feeling from the riffs. I was like, oh, this is melodic and cool.
Trifecta over there.
Pretty insane. Yeah, pretty wild shit.
Yeah, but like, I did not pick up any of it, but I wasn't really listening to the lyrics. So.
What did you think about it, Bill? I'm curious.
I did not like it.
Did you actually listen to the whole thing?
Yeah. I listened to it a couple of times. Yeah, for sure.
Because I listened to the first song and I was just like, oh, fuck, I'm not going to make it through this record. But then
that's exactly what I thought, too.
Yeah, but
I was like, this is a rough ride.
By Lusting for Affection, which I think is the fourth or fifth song or something, that's when I'm like, oh, like these riffs are getting more interesting and like, it's not just the same shit over and over again.
There were some like good like, I'm trying to think, there was one song that like, it like my ears perked up because there was a really cool part where like this kind of like, it was a blast. It was a really good little like simple rhythm part to it. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. But it was so small. It was such a small part of that song.
Was it Last Fantasy of Christ?
That was the one that's my favorite. It's not. That wasn't the song.
That's the one that I marked as my favorite.
But is that the one? Song. Is that the one you picked? Right?
Yes. Last Fantasy.
Even though I think
there's some good moments on that song that I was like, ooh, this is cool.
My actual favorite is still I say I Must Not Live, but initially I picked Last Fantasy of Christ as my favorite because it sort of does everything the album does. Like it has like a cheesy like intro, like clean guitar thing. But then it has a really
my god.
Then it has a really good Swedish death metal riff. Yeah. And then it sort of sounds a little bit like Unearth.
Yeah, definitely.
Which I mean, Unearth maybe got it from them or whatever. I'm not saying anybody ripped anyone off. I'm just saying like, oh, that's my frame of reference for like early 2000s.
A band that popped in my head, which is kind of funny that when I was listening to it, you probably remember them. Do you remember Insurrection? It was Marco Kuba's like
and Sam's band.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I wasn't familiar with them.
I like for whatever. I haven't listened to that demo or whatever since back then. Yeah. But for whatever reason, this band like reminded me of it. I don't know. It popped in my head right away. I was like, oh, mainly I think it's the production too. To me, and no fault of their own. I mean, when did this come out?
2002.
Yeah, long time ago. Yeah. So like metal production wasn't exactly at its best. And so like I think one of the notes I had was like nostalgic production reminds you of high school.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And it doesn't ruin the record at all, but but it's obvious because of when it came out, and it's like it's very like on point with that era of like those bands. Nothing wrong with that.
The production's weird. It just is like
it's the real fuzzy guitars, that everybody had.
I thought the guitar tone was fine, but just like the way the drums sound, especially in the first half of the record, it's like there's definitely some triggering of stuff going on, but it just sounds silly, which is I guess dated to the time. But it's 2002. It's not like it's 1995.
Right.
And I was thinking about comparing it to the first Dead to Fall album, Everything I Touch Falls to Pieces, which is a better sounding record sonically, but is also a bit more raw. And it's just like, oh, well, this is like before people were obsessed with quantizing drums and everything being like right on the grid and perfect. And the thing that bugged me the most about it, honestly, was when the vocals were double tracked and they were hard panned. It's just like, that takes me out of the whole, I listen to it on headphones primarily, so maybe it was just that, but it like takes me out of listening to what I feel like is a band. And all of a sudden I'm listening to like this, like the vocals are too on top of everything. And
there was a lot of moments with the vocals like I wasn't into like.
I wish I would have understood the lyrics more too, man. I didn't get the part about the crucifix masturbation. Like,
I could be like fabricating that shit a little bit. That's just what I recall.
Did you look up the lyrics or were you just?
No, I kind of just I got a little bit of it from just hearing it, and then. I don't think I went down the lyrical rabbit hole.
Well, I remember the first time I heard this band, like initially I thought I was like, how does She Never Noticed Me and the beginning of Last Fantasy of Christ. I'm like, this is a death metal band. Like I couldn't believe it. I was like, this shit sounds at the time gay.
It's a bit emo.
Just like,
the riffs at least.
That's a very era appropriate term for that.
So it was
for
just
sure.
like that's what everybody was. They're like, yeah, the riffs are. But it was like still this like super death metal record. So it was just like, to me, it was like,
I'm sure that's a real like diamond in the rough.
Yeah, I used to think, I was like, this kind of sounds like pop music, but like, or these really pretty melodies, like on top of like disgusting lyrics, and just like, I don't know. I think that vocalist is so good.
He wasn't bad, but there's just some moments where like he kind of hit those like gurgly kind of like stuff that I thought didn't help.
I like them.
Did you? Yeah, I don't know. It just felt a little out of place.
I think. That kind of. Hold on,
let me close this door because we lose the heat. Just took my jacket off. Keep going.
I feel like because of the vocals, like especially the super gurgly parts, and like the super, it was just kind of like there was everything kind of like canceled out one another. It was like, all right, these riffs might be kind of emo sounding, but like the vocals are super death metal and the lyrical content is insanely fucked up. And then like, I could be getting the crucifixion masturbation thing confused with Cradle of Filth, but I'm like, so my bad, guys, if you're watching this.
Leave a comment.
But like, it was just like, I just remember thinking it was just wild to me. I was like, how is this like going on? You know what I mean? And like that.
You're
was
right,
like,
though. That if that came out today, people would probably flip their shit over that.
Yes, they would. Yeah. But
did anybody... I mean, at that point, like, anybody would be like, wow, these lyrics are fucked up. Like, why would somebody talk about it?
No, I mean, like, the thing was, when I discovered it, I mean, it was already, like, some years after the record came out. I mean...
Sorry, what year was that?
That it came out?
Yeah.
2002.
2002, okay. Yeah. So that's like that's like a MySpace era.
Pre-MySpace. Right. That's like GeoCities and shit.
So at that point, nobody could really... I mean, unless you were in a chat room... talking about metal, it probably wasn't really talked about all that much.
Exactly. And like,
have you ever seen that band live?
No, I never. By the time I discovered them, they were broken up. They did 2 records, they broke up, then they got back together and did another record, and then now they're broken up.
Was this the second or first record?
This is the first record. Oh, technically, they do have a first record, but it's not. So they have 4 records. The first record was one I think they did themselves, but this was the first record on Metal Blade.
Oh, okay.
And then they did another record for Metal Blade. And then,
where are they from?
They're from Arizona.
Okay, cool.
Actually, a bunch of the dudes from this band, when they broke up, started Abigail Williams. Fun fact.
I know of that band. But
wait, really? Like the early Abigail Williams? Yeah. And they were like pretty much a deathcore band with keyboards and stuff?
I know the one of the guitar players was on the first Abigail Williams EP with Zach Gibson.
Yeah, he was in that band.
Yeah.
He definitely was. Back when they were signed to like Candlelight and they were all... I remember hearing that the record deal was all like they were signed independently of each other. Which is weird. I don't know. Might have been a rumor.
People?
Yeah. Like to the label so they could put you in like another band. I don't know. I'll be able to ask Zach about that next time I see him because that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, he told me last time I saw him, which was years ago, but he told me a really interesting story about that whole thing. But anyway, I just remember like thinking the record at the time was like, I never heard anything like, I had never heard any melodic death metal bands take risks like that and do.
What were you listening to at that point?
Like I was like In Flames and Soilwork and Children of Bodom and like Amon Amarth and like
pretty different,
European shit and like
the Gothenburg,
that type of stuff. Yeah. And like I was really into that and a lot of like stuff like Morbid Angel and Deicide and like the classic stuff. But
how'd you catch wind of these guys?
I just found them on the internet one day. I found them on Metal Archives because they have the similar artists tab. And the album cover caught my attention because it's weird and I like the colors. Mm-hmm. But like, I just think that they're the shit. And this record is the shit.
I have a question.
Ask.
So I was looking back at my notes from listening to it and some of it's just drunken rambling. I have bad handwriting to begin with. I have a couple drinks and it just gets real fucked up. I know I should have been a doctor, but I have in the notes that like, and I still feel this way because I did listen to this album a few times all the way through. I feel like it almost feels like the second half, it was almost written in chronological order. Like the first half of the record is not nearly as good as the second half.
Yeah.
Am I alone in that? Like I feel like the second half just has like cooler riffs and is more, I don't know, sensical, or it just sort of the flow of the songs I feel like are better, at least just instrumentally.
Yeah,
and it's almost like a band's first record and second record in the same album.
I like the second and third song a lot. You know what's funny? Like your favorite song is my least favorite song on the record. I think that
the last one.
Yeah, I just think it's like it is a good song and it is refined, but I feel like as the closer for the record, like musically, it doesn't feel like this big epic finish. Like, I think the song God Was Created should have been the last song on the record with how it ends and how like epic like the ending is and all those riffs and shit. And but yeah, I kind of fall off towards the end of the record. Like the last couple songs, like I usually like bail after.
Oh, see, I like the last couple songs are like I don't know. I guess we have different feelings about it. Maybe because of like
you've listened to it. Didn't like any of it.
You didn't like any of it?
I was alright. I didn't hate it in any way, shape, or form. But
yeah,
as far as being an album being in my rotation, definitely.
Yeah.
Unfortunately not. Yeah.
That's fair.
I'll definitely try to listen to it again. I mean, I'm not going to listen to it again tomorrow.
I didn't mind listening to it, like, for sure.
I thought it was fun. And now that, like that's the thing. Like, that's what I
like talking about it.
Initially, being like, oh, this production's weak. And, like, I don't know about these riffs. Like, I got into it the more the album progressed and it held my attention. And, like I said, I feel like overall it was kind of like a fun record to check out. So I'll probably listen to it again at some point, but not tomorrow.
That's fine. I recommend their other albums too. At least the
I
one
was going to ask.
this.
I know I was peeing or whatever. If you mentioned like, didn't they become closer to like more like a metalcore band, or did they be more? They were more. I don't know.
They became like more of, I think, more metal. Honestly, like
they're still not doing breakdowns.
Yeah, no. They did the record after this, Helping the World to See, is a cool record. It sounds like not good though. The production is not that good on it, in my opinion. But there's some really cool songs on it. But then they broke up and then they came back together and did their album Forward Without Motion. And like I have it and shit, but honestly, I like those first two records so much. I was always afraid to take the dive into the third one, thinking I wouldn't like it. But the singles they put out for the third record were good. I liked it. Like, but yeah, I don't know what's up with it. I think they just do like shows occasionally sometimes, but all those guys, I think, do their own thing now. And I know their guitar player plays in like a shoegaze band now, which is cool. I forget what they're called, which sucks. But I'm going to look it up so I can plug them. So,
fair enough.
Yeah, I'm not a total
The world
fucking
needs more
asshole.
shoegaze bands.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
I still understand. I do understand, but I don't understand how that became a genre tag. Because if you're literally just referring to someone like staring at their pedals all the time,
is that what that's supposed to reference?
That's where it comes from.
They're called Here in Spirit, is what they're called.
Okay. Here in Spirit?
Yeah.
Cool.
And they're a relatively new band. I believe Daniel McBride also plays drums, and he's
Fresh Kicks.
Yeah, Fresh Kicks. Yeah, to the shoegaze world. I don't know if I would necessarily call it that, but that's kind of what it sounded like from when I heard it. But I'm stoked that guy's playing music. Like, he's a good guitar player. I like his riffs. I really liked that first Abigail Williams EP when it came out. And, like, it's cool to see those guys still doing something, you know? But I was saying while you were in the bathroom, I think the vocalist on that record is, like, awesome. He's rips.
It might just be the recording techniques that I didn't like, but I just was not into the vocals, really.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I like death metal vocals when you can understand the words a little bit more, too. I mean, especially with a concept like that, I wish that there was because they were loud. They were definitely loud as fuck in the mix, but not necessarily.
Once again, I think that's just a product of its time. You know, like if that album came out today, it'd probably like crush. Like, it would sound so good. Mm-hmm. With like now,
it'd be weird if it came out today. I don't think it would sound like
I don't know. You can remix it, but like
I don't think it would sound like it sounds. Like I don't think that would any band would write music.
Like what if you understood the vocalist more? You know, like
for the production.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like like just clean it up a little bit and like.
It's hard to picture what it would sound like to me because it's so ingrained in my fucking memory.
Yeah.
But I love it, man.
You guys ever watch the weird YouTube videos where people are like, this Metallica song from the Black Album, as if it was on Injustice for All?
It's just like, guys, do something else with your time.
It's pretty, it is, I agree with that, but I also think that like, it's insane how far audio technology has come
to do that.
That like somebody in their bedroom can just do that and be like, oh, check this out. It sounds like Enter Sandman was on the Justice record.
Great.
That's a good one to check out. I would recommend everybody checking that out.
Yeah,
I avoid those.
Me too. It's just I believe it, and I bet it would be kind of cool to listen to it. But in my mind, I'm just like,
it's the predecessor to the videos of what if System of a Down played 7 strings.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean they're able to get the actual. In my defense of that, they get the actual vocal track from the song, and they re-record everything, and somehow like the drum samples just sound exactly like Justice. They change the riffs, and they can still like get. It's crazy. It's kind of like being a DJ in the old days, but you're doing it with metal and you're
I
playing
saw
all the
today
instruments
somebody
and stuff.
posted like a link to like listen to this My Chemical Romance song if it was recorded in the style of Avenged Sevenfold, and I was like, wow, two bands I fucking hate. Like, how do I burn this
we
thing?
can listen to that twice now.
Yeah, great. Stupid, dude. So
that's just the new trend of the
I think I'm a bit of a Metallica
Yeah.
nerd, so I enjoyed that.
That's fair. Yeah,
that's
for
fair.
Sure.
That's fair, and I get that too because they have very distinct production styles on all their records.
They're so huge.
Yeah,
musically,
pretty
that's it too.
influential.
Yeah, so I get that, and I get why people would want to do it. But part of me just wants to be like, create your own content. But then another part of me was like, I would never listen to their own content.
You never watched the Sad But True Superstition mashup?
That sounds awesome.
It's pretty funny. I guess
That's I like that.
I find humor in that stuff.
Yeah, I don't. I hate like the metal parody shit. That whole world is so not.
It's
my
not a
vibe.
parody. It's like they put the songs together and they fit.
And they fit perfectly.
I heard them.
It's not perfect,
perfect, but like it's like close to the
it's
key
surprising.
tempo.
They're able
I do
to
like that,
manipulate
which
the
is
audio
funny.
enough where you're like, wow, this actually kind of works as if it's the same song.
There
I
was
heard
like
the Lady Gaga
and
Meshuggah
Bleed.
song.
Yeah, but that was a long time ago.
I don't think I ever
now.
checked that one out.
It's
but
awesome.
There's way too much like
do
dumb
like
internet
that.
stuff around Bleed in general. So that's probably the reason. Like I think I listened to like a version of that song where the kick drums were like somebody saying some word or something, and
Should be your
that's when you get
your kick
the
drum
real
sample.
You wouldn't hear anything. It would just sound like it would sound like a mush.
Speaking of Meshuggah, I was randomly watching a live video of them, and it had what's his name,
Per Nilsson.
Nilsson.
and I forgot what song it
Squiggly
was.
fret band.
One of their old songs that has a very specific like solo to it, and like I was like, oh cool, I wonder how he's gonna handle that, and
Just rip his own solo.
he fucking like botched it, dude. Like it sounded terrible. Like he put some
Frederick's
weird
solos are crazy, and they're
Yeah.
usually improvised. Like he doesn't exactly play the same thing,
right,
ever.
but I mean like per whatever like did not even come close to what that original solo was.
I think he's doing his own solos.
I would
though.
assume that
It
he
was
would
like
just
not
improv his own
cool.
stuff.
It just had like this crazy effect on it where it harmonized
What
it
song?
and weird. I can't remember. Maybe it was
Was it Bleed?
No, New Millennium Sign of Christ, maybe. But it was just like when I heard it, I thought I was like, did his guitar like fuck up? Like what happened? And then like they pan over to him, he's just like up front, like ripping, and I was like, oh, he meant to do that.
Have you ever seen his signature guitar?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
That's
with all the
Strandberg.
The pink Strat Strandberg?
No, I didn't see the pink.
Is that
one.
another
I've seen the
signature he has
swirl.
now? Yeah, I've seen the swirl one, the blue and the red
squigglies.
one. Yeah, with
I
the
thought it was
weird ass
pink.
frets.
No, blue
Well, he
and
does have
red,
the true temperament
singularity.
frets,
Mhm.
which like I really want to play guitar with true temperament frets, but I'm worried that I'll fall in love with it and never
Do
go
you
back.
know the dude from Microwaves?
Not well.
Oh, because he's got a true temperament like telly. It's pretty cool.
No, I was just like hesitating
Say it.
as I'm like, wait, which John Roman band are you talking about? not that I ever Night
Yeah,
Vapor.
yeah.
So Aaron plays in Night Vapor, and that's why I was going to be like, oh, Aaron, but he's a guitar
no.
player. He has the guitar
Dave.
that has the quarter step frets.
The fuck is that?
It's like, you know, if you halfway in between your fret, you put another fret, and so instead of a half step, it's a quarter step. So it's almost like you're
Whoa.
playing a fret note as if you like
Yeah,
bent it
yeah.
up a little bit.
That's fucking weird.
Yeah, I mean, it's like an Eastern music thing.
Oh, we better get back on topic since he's on his phone.
It's
No,
an
I was looking at
Eastern-
the Per Nilsson guitar. I was trying to see it. I don't. Yeah, the only one I see is the
the-
Bowden Strandberg.
Yeah, the singularity.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. I thought it was
Yeah.
pink. I guess it's red.
Oh, no, it's red. It comes in red and blue.
Yeah, isn't the blue the 8-string one?
I think you can get both of them in H string.
Oh, okay. It's an expensive guitar, kind of.
Yeah, most of the Strandbergs are.
Yeah, that's like $1,400 around there.
That's
I-
it?
Yeah,
That's not expensive.
That's not expensive.
Yeah,
Especially new. If it's new, 1400.
That's pretty good. Way
Well,
cheaper
yeah.
than what I paid for my Strandberg.
yeah.
I know. Like, I'm pretty sure like you have like a cheaper one, and it costs way more than that.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's cheaper.
Is it a Bowden?
Well, the Bowden
They're
ones,
all
the
Bowdens.
Bowden ones are cheaper, right? What's like the real shit, the real Strandberg shit?
Oh, the handmade ones?
Yeah.
Those are like $6,000.
Really?
Yeah,
Damn it.
because they're
I
one
ju-
of a kind.
I just want one so I can like bring it on an airplane. That's really the only reason why I want to get a
Shit, man.
Strandberg.
Yeah.
Be like, this is a guitar, and it fits in this bag. That's this fucking big. Like,
Yeah.
I saw somebody in a video or a picture they took the neck off their guitar and just stuffed it into like a Pelican case.
Really?
Like, I mean, it's one way to do it.
I'll tell you,
like fuck, that's terrifying.
my one European tour experience, we played
the neck in an umbrella case.
We played with this really wacky, like noisy grind band called, God, I'm gonna fuck up the name. It's like Sep Star Set.
Okay.
And the bass player is a woman, and whatever. We're playing this very strange place in the middle of Spain. Hey, and we're all hanging out, sort of. I guess you could call it the backstage area,
the green room.
I don't know if I'd call it a green room. It was like the kitchen of this place,
the green kitchen.
And she busts out her bag, and she has to reassemble her entire instrument. Like
Every fucking
took the
time.
neck off, took the tuners off, took the bridge off, because I guess that was like the only way that she could fly with it out of Japan.
Fuck.
That's what I was told. At least. Very crazy. I was just like, whoa, that'd be like, how could I take my neck off my guitar and then like put it in a bag? Like I couldn't do that obviously with my set neck guitar. Right. But if I had a bolt on, if I had to do that, that'd be so.
I mean, that's the story behind like Fender and stuff, like the bolt on neck.
Yeah, but it's not about flying out of Japan. It's just like if you break your neck, you can buy a neck easily.
But traveling as well. But that's crazy that she took it apart that much.
I know, it was nuts. It was just like one of the
at that point,
funniest things I've
cheap shitty bass wherever you're going.
Well, I think that maybe it had something to do with the bag restrictions, or maybe it costs a lot of money to fly with like a big ass thing. Yeah. I don't know what it was, but I was so floored by that. I was just like, whoa, you're just like assembling, you're like building your bass right now.
Right.
I also hadn't slept in a few weeks, Yeah.
That
was contributing to my
your delirium.
Bewilderment.
Where were they from?
Japan.
Oh,
somewhere in Japan. Yeah. I don't know where. Really, really like out there band too. Like really.
Japan's
I'm just happy that I got to see them at all.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, sweet. So,
anything more on
Vehemence?
Yeah, my favorite song is "The Last Fantasy of Christ" because I think it's just like a good culmination of what that record sounds like.
I remember there
having
some good.
It has a lot of the stuff.
A lot of the good cheesy parts that I love, and like the leads and stuff. It's cool. It's like that song has like 3 peaks in it, where it's like 3 climax parts. And it's just like, oh, this part, and it gets bigger, and then it gets bigger, and then it gets bigger. It's like awesome. So that's the one I usually go to now when I listen to that record, at least. And I think it's a good encapsulation of what was going on, at least with that record. My least favorite was probably between the last 2 songs. I just because, like I said, I like the record kind of falls off for me there. But
I just don't like made her for Jesus, the first song.
The first song, yeah.
Because I was like, God damn it! Like when I first started listening to the record, I was like, I'm not gonna make it. I'm just not.
Yeah, it's so funny. Well, yeah, that also has a pretty fucking weird intro too with the acoustic guitars.
Yeah, and like the drums. I just don't like the drums. I think is a big part of it.
Yeah, that's fair. They're one of those bands that I think had a consistent lineup the whole shebang, almost.
They must have been really good friends.
Yeah. I could be wrong though.
With goals that coincided with one another, at least for their 10 years as a band.
I think if they kept doing it, they probably could have been huge. Like they could have been on like a Black Dahlia style, level if they really kept hammering it out. Because they had a couple years on those guys, like.
Yeah, they would have had to replace like every member 5 times, like.
Yeah.
Most of the Black Dahlia Murder.
Yeah, true. But yeah, I like them. I like it. Shall we move on? Did you have a least favorite song and a favorite song?
Least favorite, all of them. No.
Typical Bill.
Actually, I had a hard time picking like a least favorite because there wasn't anything that really like struck me in a way where I was like, I don't like this.
Yeah, a lot of these records, especially the 3 that we picked, I feel like it's hard.
It was difficult, very difficult to pick a
most of them have very continual themes, but
I wish I had my fucking notes. I know I did pick out one. I'm trying to think why. I think it was just like something to do with like a riff that I was just like, this is like kind of lame. But
how did you forget your notes, man?
I have to grab this, that, everything else.
You remember this?
I had to feed my cats. That was already in my trunk. I had a bunch of shit that I had to do before I leave. I had to clear the memory card on that thing, and like, it was a whole thing. But anyway, but it, like going back, saying like, yeah, there was like a lame riff, but I was like, in the grand scheme of this whole song and album, it doesn't really like
make that much of a difference.
Was it really a lame riff in 2002 though? That's the question.
That's hard to put.
Some of those riffs are just like, man, I've heard like 20,000 bands play this similar version of this riff, but it was not in 2002.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's another thing. Like I think, at least our perspective, because you didn't listen to this band before this, right? Ever?
I had probably heard of him, but I definitely never listened to this album.
Right. So yeah, and it was hard to kind of be like, oh, remember this came out then, you know, and I'm sure at that time it was definitely way different, you know, like you said, nowadays you hear bands more or less like, I don't know if they're necessarily ripping them off, but they're definitely, it's clearly, you know, like that was the next evolutionary step of metal.
Do you think Metal Blade would be hesitant to put out a record in 2020 that is about getting raped by Jesus or whatever that?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
See, that's the funny thing, because I mean, I don't know. I'm not as plugged into like the most insane, brutal underground shit and like what they're saying about.
Dude, Metal
Blade is kind of a big label. So
yeah,
I'm
they would never.
Would they do that now?
That shit would not fly. And like Metal Blade's not even signing death metal bands anymore. They're just pushing the big ones they have.
Yeah, who do they sign?
They sign like all these weird old rock revival, like Ghost type bands. Like that's their shit. Because apparently Brian Slagle is like really into that shit. Like,
he's into making money.
Yeah, and like
they have Cannibal Corpse, they have Black Dahlia Murder, they got Rivers of Nile, dude.
They have King Diamond. Yeah,
Rivers of Nile doing well.
Yeah.
I'm excited for the fourth album.
But that's like, yeah, me too. Yeah, I'm very excited for the fourth album, especially from what I've heard from it.
They got Soil in Europe.
Yeah, and there you go.
I thought it was crazy when I saw that. I was like, what the fuck? It's like, you guys are Metal Blade?
It is interesting.
Like, it's a European like deal. I was like, oh, man.
Eternal was on Metal Blade.
Which is a good pick.
Eternal was on Metal Blade for Fury and Flames and for the album after.
Is it time?
It is time.
For the Ripper album that is obscure.
I want one of you guys to introduce this record.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Oh, really? I was kind of kidding, but I could.
Oh, then do it. What the fuck, man?
It's your album.
Yeah.
I picked Omnivium by Obscura. Came out in 2011, and I think for me personally, it was it was really the first time that I realized that I liked Obscura. But also, like many people trying to do technical death metal at the time, I was looking for a replacement for Necrophagist. And I don't know, I heard Cosmogenesis, the predecessor of this record, you know, when it came out, and I was sort of like, I don't know about this band, whatever. I think I saw him play with the Black Dahlia Murder, and I was pretty impressed with how good they sounded live.
I was there.
But this album really blew my fucking mind. I mean, it's got Christian and Hannes, the lead guitar player and drummer, who were in Necrophagist.
Right. Which I didn't know that, like, well after hearing this band.
And honestly, I didn't really realize until I was doing some research for this that Hannes Grossman wrote a lot of the songs. Like Christian is credited on like only one or two of the tracks. A lot of it is him, and then I guess also Stefan, who is the kind of torch bearer of the band, the guy that's still the singer and keeping it going. But I mean, it's such a catchy technical death metal album. I think it has a lot of hooks on it, which for the most part I love. My least favorite song is probably a controversial choice, because maybe it'll be one of your favorites, is Ocean Gateways.
Fuck my favorite.
Yeah, it's really slow. It's slow and heavy.
Also my least favorite because of the ending.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
I hate that ending with the vocal.
When you have the vocal with all the crazy effects on it, redoing the chorus, and there's nothing else going on.
I was just like, this was such a letdown of an ending.
And I don't think it's a shitty song. I think it just happened to be
so fucking heavy.
Well, okay, so my actual least favorite would probably be what's it called? It's Transcendent Serenade or Serenade. The instrumental song, but I feel like that was gonna fall into the category
of
that.
No, right. I mean that is like a legit song.
The problem is it actually has some really sick parts, but
really,
why are there no vocals? That's the part I didn't get.
I wonder if they like ran out of time or some shit.
It's Christian's only writing credit, I think, and so maybe it was just his song, and they were like, "Well, this is cool, but."
Maybe the vocalist was like, lyrics. I'm not writing lyrics over this shit. I'll let you have the song. I'm not doing lyrics.
So, like, I love the lead playing. I love the drumming. I love almost everything about the record, which is why I picked it.
The record, one thing that, like, worried me about it was, like, I mean, I love it, and the bass player is amazing on it, but he does the fretless thing, and he does it well. And my concern is, I was like, oh, fuck, are we going to get another fucking era of bass players trying to play fretless and just sounding horrendous?
Oh, that's the thing. I've seen it a few times. Recently.
It's such a I remember that happened like when I was like coming up in like early 2000s, and like every once in a while you get a band with a bass player playing a fretless, and like I've been told I'm a good bass player. I'm no slouch. At least I used to be pretty good, and I wouldn't even attempt to play a fucking fretless. They're super difficult. You have to have a good fucking ear, and like you just have to have that fretboard down like a motherfucker. Most guys that play fretless don't.
Yeah, well, I think
one of the few exceptions is like Franco. Like but he's like trained in it and has played upright bass, and like, yeah, that guy knows his way around a fucking bass. So like, I fully trust, not even because he's in our band, but I fully trust him with a fretless. Whereas most dudes, I'm like, oof, this is gonna be bad.
I think that's why I didn't like Cosmogenesis the first time I heard it. Too much bass. Too much fretless bass. And on this album, it's there, but it doesn't take over the mix too much to be able to hear it. You kind of hear it like where you want to hear it. And then also, I love Beyond Creation, and that's another great fretless bass band.
Oh my God. This record was like, when this album came out, that was it for me. It was it. It was the best record I'd ever heard in my entire life. I was fucking obsessed with it. At the time, I had just joined In His Honor, which was the pre-Warforged band, and I shoved this record. I remember I didn't have a job. I asked my mom to pre-order the record for me.
Aww,
and she did. Because I was like just out of high school, and I was trying to get a job. And I pre-ordered it with the CD and the shirt. And man, it's a great record. And I was kind of, I had a lot of ups and downs listening to it recently because like I listened to this one the most, honestly, out of all the records, which is funny because I'm familiar with it the most. I know this record like front to back more than the other ones. Yeah, and it's just like, at first I listened to it and I was like, do I hate this? And then I was like, I listened to it again, and I was like, oh no, it's still the shit. But man, like, fuck, it was just such a big fucking deal at the time because Necrophagist wasn't around and Curso wasn't out yet. Like, Spawn of Possession wasn't doing shit. Like,
yeah, there were another band that I was like, where do I get my fix for this stuff that's this good? Right.
Exactly. And the Artisan era didn't exist, so you didn't get all those. Like, I mean, now it's just like you have subsidiaries of bands spawning out. Like, Beyond Creation, they probably wouldn't be a band if those records didn't exist. Like, it was just like Cosmogenesis was so sick when it came out, and I was so fucking obsessed with that in high school, and that like set the precedent for me where that came out in 2009, so I was just like, fuck, this is like it. This is the future of technical death metal. So you look at the lineup, like Nate said, you got Christian and Hannes both on Epitaph. You're like, okay, definitely has a bigger injection of melody into it than Necrophagist in a certain sense. Like, Necrophagist
it's more catchy.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, not sure. The vocals aren't always just like, I'm just gonna growl.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. And then the structures too.
Do I think Stefan is a good singer? Absolutely not. I think his clean vocals are bad. I don't mind the clean vocals. Least favorite song. I had a hard time picking it. I'm stuck between two.
Maybe I should have.
I want to say one. back in the day it was Avum. It was the last song because I think the last song it doesn't go anywhere, and I think it's a super weak closer for how fucking insane the record is.
I agree. I have that in my notes. I was like, my notes are just like, yeah, there's this weird mid-tempo verse. It's too fucking long. Oh, it was written by the bass player. Like,
yeah, it's really weird. And it's just
I'm gonna fucking butcher the name, but I want
Jerome Paul Flessing.
Jerome Thessing.
Yeah.
And then Hannes Grossman too. It was those two. It's like you get a song like that written by the bass player and drummer. It's like, really?
But like Celestial Spheres, when I listen to it, I'm just like, this song is so fucking cheesy. Like the
singing
chorus,
is weird.
It's bad. No, it wasn't a single. Okay. The singles were Septuagint, the first song, which is like what a way to
epic.
Yeah, what a way to open a record.
Good.
It's great. Just like
I remember when because I listened to that album at my shop because I was by myself, and like as soon as it like kicked in, I was just like, fuck. I was like, I loved this album. Like when it came out, like, man, this was great.
Yeah, it was huge. I mean, it was just like I was scared to go back and listen to it because I was like, I thought this was so sick when it came out. Now I've never listened to shit like this anymore. Like, and then at first I was like, man, how do I feel about this? But then as soon as I gave it like a couple more listens, I was like, oh yeah, this is phenomenal. Well, like Vortex Omnivium, great choice for like the song to go with because that's like
it's the most catchy.
It's the crown jewel of that record.
I wrote that down as my favorite song when it came on. I was like, yeah, this is my favorite. But then was it Ocean
Gateways.
And then
the Morbid Angel riff-off.
One. Yeah. Really?
Yeah, total Morbid Angel riff-off. It's sick. I love it. I love that song.
Like the pounding drums throughout like that.
It's like pissed, dude.
So good.
And it's so low.
So I think part of the reason that I don't like that song as much is all the elements of like the way the album sound are geared more towards like the fast ripping stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's the same like high pitched snare. I think kind of kills it for me. But really, it's just like the vocals and the vocal effects. Because like the riffs in that song are amazing. The bass playing in that song is actually super sick. Yeah. You can actually hear it just ripping up and down the fretboard. Man, I also just and love this record. I want to say, was it 2 years ago on your birthday now that we saw them?
Yeah.
So I should have worn it. I wore this. I love Atme, so I wore the Atme shirt. I have the Obscura like Omnivium shirt. I should have just worn that.
Yeah.
And I also got the CD at the show. Because I'm dumb. I don't know. I was, a little bit like frazzled and hungover when I left the house.
Yeah.
I was just like, this is a sweet death metal shirt. I love these guys. And people actually watch it.
We did have a late night last night. Shout out to former guests of the show, Danny and Eddie. Happy birthday, guys.
Yeah, birthdays are cool when you get celebrated with friends. Very cool. But yeah, so I should have worn that. And I bought the CD. And so that was when I was sort of like, because my car only plays CDs. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't find it. I actually was trying to find it in the last few days.
You have the jewel case version, right?
Yeah. I bought it at that show like a year ago. Come on. That's what they had.
Mr. Elitist.
And, oh my God. I pre-ordered the record and like the limited edition came with a patch and it came with like a digipack, but it was like a 4-panel, like really weird, like it unfolded like a cross almost. It was really strange. Very inconvenient. Cool. I still have it somewhere. But yeah, man, keep going. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you didn't really. I was just saying like that was a really interesting kind of like, that was my first time seeing Obscura probably since that Black Diamond tour. And, we didn't really like see them. We were just at the show and we left to go hang out.
Yeah, we did. We didn't even watch their set.
Crazy.
But I bought some merch and I really like started listening to that again because I had the CD in my car and I was just like, yeah, this is so much better than the new Obscura. And it's not like Diluvium's bad. It's just, it lacks a certain catchiness in the songwriting, it lacks. I mean, lead playing is still crazy. It's still awesome.
It's because I was man.
And I will say, I wanted to say this earlier. So, not my favorite song. In fact, in my notes, it says it's my least favorite song structure-wise and with vocals. But the coolest solo is a guest solo by someone named Florian. Yeah, Morian is his name, but it's like Florian Magnus Meyer is how I have it.
Who the fuck is that?
And he's in Alkaloid.
He's in Alkaloid and he's in Dark Fortress, who's a black metal.
But there's some insane, like, you hear like some ripping, and then he does this like crazy harmonic the nubbing thing.
Yeah, he does the nubbing
that just sounds like some otherworldly shit.
It's a MIDI solo.
Is it really?
Yeah,
is that
it's a MIDI guitar. Yeah.
Oh, that bums me out a little bit.
Yeah, it's a MIDI solo. Yeah.
Well, that explains why it sounds so crazy.
It just sounds insane like that. They had no other way to create it, and he was experimenting with it at the time. Like if you listen to the first Alkaloid record, there's a song that's just an entire MIDI solo like that.
Yeah, it sounds like physically impossible to do if it's all tap harmonics. You're just like, what the fuck? But it sounds sick.
And that's Velocity, right?
Yeah, that's my favorite lead.
It's awesome. Which
is funny because it's like I love Christian's lead playing too, but that to me is like the coolest solo on the record.
It's dope as fuck. He produces their records. Like he produces all the records, and he's in Dark Fortress, and they are a pretty cool black metal band. But Alkaloid is like his project with Hannes. And what's funny is like, so after Omnivium, like Hannes and Christian left, and it was heartbreaking. I remember seeing a meme of Homer Simpson crying and holding a picture of the old Obscura lineup. That's awesome. He was just like, how could this happen? Literally like the day of. And I was just like, oh God. And right then and there, I was just like, it's never going to be the same. And it hasn't. And I do like Acroasis or whatever, the one after.
I thought about choosing that one because I barely listened to it.
Yeah.
And just it would have made me listen to it more, but I was like half awake. When I did this, man. And I was just like, what's an album that I know that I have a CD copy of that I can listen to a bunch in my car that I'm really familiar with and I could, talk kind of fondly about. And I was going to pick Colored Sands, but I figured like no one wants to hear me talk about Gorguts more than I already have. So I figured this would be a better choice.
I agree. Fair. I think it's a better choice.
Well, I mean, yeah, like,
I won't enjoy it, but we can talk about it.
Well, a better Gorguts choice would be like one of their older albums or maybe even Pleiades.
Just do whatever song, whatever one has the song Obscura on it.
The album Obscura, which the band Obscura named themselves after.
Which is why I had to bring it up.
Yeah.
Okay. But I like that song.
That record's cool. That would be a cool one to talk about.
I owned that record. I don't know where it is, but I owned it.
With the old guy on the front?
Yeah.
He's just like, Yeah, anyway, though.
I remember having low expectations when, like, after those dudes left, and I was like, this next album's gonna suck. Like,
yeah, it's different. Hannes was like
good,
the main songwriter for
I know.
Obscura,
He's credited on pretty much all the songs. And that was when I realized, like, that's what's missing, I think. I think it's him.
They started writing another record, like all of them, for Obscura, and a bunch of those songs made it to the first Alkaloid album. And you could totally tell, because you were like, this was going to be an Obscura song.
Yeah, there's like more weird singing and shit in Alkaloid, right?
Yes, yeah.
I'm not that down with that band.
Yeah, I'm not too into it. I don't think I've ever
checked it out.
But also, all the tech death heads on the internet are always like, Alkaloid is the best band to ever exist ever.
Yeah, but they're not. They're just a fucking runner-up to Obscura, in my opinion, and it's just
which is a runner-up to Necrophagus in a lot of ways.
That's fair.
And I didn't pick Epitaph. I would love to do a podcast about Epitaph, but I don't know if I like that album.
Epitaph?
Yeah.
Well, we had Malcolm talked about it on the episode we had him on.
Well, I know. That's the thing is, like, I feel like he kind of did it. He kind of did the podcast for me already. Although anybody that listens to the same album every single day for 10 years is a little insane. No offense. Yeah. Maybe a little offense. Like, come on, dude. There's enough music out there. You don't have to do that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if you like it, you like it.
I mean, shit. He, like, became that good at guitar. Maybe that was the secret. Fucking just injecting Muhammad into your brain every single day. Like, maybe I should do that. The first time I saw Necrophagus, I went home and I pulled out a guitar and I could sweep better.
There you go.
It's crazy. I mean, it does happen, but
yeah, man.
Maybe that's the secret.
Gain the power of Muhammad.
Yeah, Obscura. Like there were moments on the record where I'm just like the song Prismal Dawn used to be my favorite on that record, and now I'm just like, this is like all over the place. It's cool still, but it's just such like a tech death pissing contest. That
least
song.
Favorite guitar solo. That's what I have in my notes.
Yeah.
Record.
Yeah, I just remember listening to that one recently. I was like, oh, why did I like this one so much?
Yeah, I mean, I love Christian's playing, but I was just like, feels forced.
Would you still say your favorite is Vortex Omnivium? Was that your
probably
favorite track?
Yeah, that was why I picked it for everybody, like, as like the track.
That solo is dope, dude.
The solo is amazing, but also I just love how catchy it is.
Yeah, it sounds happy
like
too.
It's the chorus riff is like an insane like technical death metal thing with like palm mutes and accents, but it's also like no, like people can get into that shit. Like
and the solo sounds like you're dropping off your kid at daycare or something. It's very like happy, dude. It catchy. Is. Yeah, it's super happy.
It is very, but it's different. It's not just like a look at how many evil notes I can play in 1 second.
Yeah, exactly.
And the double tracking is cool because like he harmonizes parts of it. It's like he double tracks everything too. That's another thing that blows my mind is about Christian's playing is it's almost never just one guitar track.
Oh yeah. I mean, like, I didn't know that after, like, at first I had no idea Hannes wrote most of the songs, but, like, when Christian did that last Spawn of Possession record, he just did the solos on that, too. He didn't write any of the music. And,
that's not in Curso, right?
Yeah, in Curso.
Which is part of the reason why that's one of the best tech death albums ever.
Yeah, it does.
They just, like, brought him in, like, you can play the leads, I guess, like, whatever.
That was a hard one not to pick for me, too, but, like... It's another one of those records where
I would pick a different Spawn of Possession album if we do this again.
Dude.
Yeah, I probably would pick
Cabinet. The one before it?
Not Tamulant.
Well, not Tamulant's after.
I mean, before
in Curso. Yeah, it's not Tamulant.
I could just talk all about the weird, like, different guitar tone stuff on those albums.
You know what I will say, though?
I'm a nerd about that stuff.
I used to like Omnivium more than any of their other records. I think I like Cosmogenesis more now. I think I do. I don't know why, but like
doing this made me want to go back and listen to it again, but I don't think that it'll top this record because none of their records have for me.
Yeah, the other ones hadn't for me at that point. Now it's just like, especially Diluvium, I've listened to that record front to back like a couple times and I don't remember any of it. I don't know what's going on. Like, it's really like, which is weird because Acroasis, like, I do know what's going on a lot of the time and I think there's some really cool songs there, but like, we should listen to that on the way home in my car.
Which one?
Acroasis.
I'm down.
Yeah.
100%.
We'll do it. But, yeah, I don't know. For me, it's like, Omnivium is so sick, and it was so, like, influential at the time to, like, everything I was doing and everything my band was doing, and, like, I don't know. I remember...
Yeah, how old were you in 2011?
I was 19. So, I remember I saw Obscura every chance I had. I saw them... The first tour they did, and essentially right when Omnivium came out, that bass player quit. he left the band. So he never did any touring on that album cycle. So the first time I saw them, and I was so pissed, but it was like, they were playing, it was kind of a sick show, but it was Children of Bodom headlining at the House of Blues with Devin Townsend, Obscura, and Septic Flesh. And I loved Septic Flesh, and I loved Obscura, and I loved Devin Townsend.
That's a crazy
Very crazy bill.
Oh
but it was just like, I was like, fuck, man, I want to see Obscura play for like 2 hours. I don't want to see them play like 3-4 songs.
Right.
I did anyway, though, and it was killer, but like, I just remember they brought this other bass player, and I was like, ugh, like, he's not the same. And he's not the same. But
tough one to top,
dude. That's one of those fretless bass players too, where it's just like that was the standard for me, and now almost every time I hear another fretless bass, I hate it, especially in metal. Ugh. Like he did such a good job of it, and like his licks were so tasty.
Is his name Jerome or Jeroian?
I don't know. But dude, I was at that fucking Obscura show with Black Dahlia at Reggie's, and Augury played.
Yeah, that's like the only Augury sighting in Chicago that I know of.
They played Addison at a sports bar.
Chicago, Jason.
I know.
It's not Addison.
I know. That's why I said Addison. But like, I remember that show specifically. I really wanted to go, and I was like sick that day. So my mom called me out of school, but then I just picked up my friends in my car and we went to the show.
Sick.
And
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
We didn't buy tickets in advance, so we had to buy VIP tickets at Reggie's. And it was when Black Dahlia dropped Deflorate. So this is 10 years ago. And
it might have been the show that I met Shannon Lucas at. I don't know. I met him at one of their shows, and we had a very nice conversation about drumming and the technicality or lack thereof in future Black Dahlia Murder.
Yeah.
Because I was like, dude, you guys are like playing in weird time signatures on this record. Like, keep doing it. It's awesome. He's like, no, this is as technical as we're ever going to get.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. that was true, too. Yeah. Like, it's totally true.
It totally was. But it was just like,
they can't break that formula.
I feel like I wasn't punishing him. I hope I wasn't. You know, I was just sort of like, I love your playing so much.
And then he quit the band.
That show like sold out at Reggie's.
He was just so solid. Yeah. I mean, nothing against Zach. Obviously, I love Zach Gibson, too. But I don't know who they had in between. They had like a bunch of dudes. They had like that Nazi left-handed drummer. I forget his name.
Oh yeah,
he was like outed as like Zach being Gibson. A Nazi.
Yeah,
who the fuck? Really?
Some French dude. They kicked him out. Like he did Ozfest with them.
He was a really good drummer. He was really good, but
did you see him with them?
No, I never did.
I never did either.
And I've seen Black Dahlia Murder at least 10 times. I don't know. It's been a while, but
he replaced Zach, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
He was like the immediate.
Was Zach on an album?
Miasma.
Oh, okay.
Or Miasma.
Was he on an album?
Come on, Bill. When you say that word, or when I say that word, you hear that bam, 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 bam.
Dude, if it wasn't for Zach Gibson on that record, I wouldn't be playing like drums.
There you go. It's funny. It's a small world, man.
Metal drums at least. But yeah, like, goddamn, dude. What a good fucking, that show was so sick. I remember we paid for VIP tickets, and it was we got to sit in the crow's nest at Reggie's. So that was really cool because we paid like $45 because we snoozed on tickets. So that kind of sucked. But it ended up being really cool because like that show was packed.
That might have been the era where I was cool enough to get in for free everywhere.
Yeah.
There was a while where I was like that. Seriously, I was like cool enough.
King of Reggie's.
I could just roll up to Reggie's and like whoever would know me and let me in for free. That era is mostly past.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that show was really cool. Augury was really cool. I was really into that band at the time, and Obscura. It was cool because it was like this total like tech death fest featuring the Black Dahlia Murders tech death record, like, you know, semi tech death record. But yeah, it was cool. All those bands ripped, and like I'll remember that show for a long time. And yeah, I
want to ask you, Bill, like had you listened to this album much when you were younger, or like?
Yeah. Oh yeah. This. Because didn't Incurso came out around the same time?
It was a couple years after. Oh, really? Yeah, it was like 2013.
Okay, then that was probably the last technical metal band I listened to. I thought it was this band. But, yeah, this was like right as like I was kind of just getting out of that stuff. But I remember when it dropped, and I was just like, this is fucking insane. Like, this is awesome. It was inspiring as a guitar player. And I'm like, I'll never, ever come close to playing like that. But it was like, man, I wish I could like just do like a tenth of what these guys do. Especially like Christian is just unbelievably talented as a guitar player. And then you had to hear him on the Spawn of Possession album. I was like, holy fucking shit.
That came out in 2012, March of 2012.
That's awesome. Like,
yeah, so then it was just like, you're all right. So this dude is clearly like, he already just put out this hot ass Obscura record. And now he's just like, that. Oh, yeah,
like,
here you go.
Jesus.
He has like a weird neurological condition too, so he can't really play or something?
The focal dystonia, right?
Is it focal dystonia?
I believe so.
What is that?
Because I know that's the one that people get. I just
right?
didn't think that that's what I thought he only had it in like one finger. But
I thought it was focal dystonia in a finger. I thought, but yeah, it's.
I'm no doctor, despite my wonderful handwriting in this notebook.
Is not with Spawn Possession, right? Well, they broke
well, Obscura too.
Show everybody.
I mean, he never. I don't. Spawn Possession did like a tour. It was the Omnivium European tour. It was Obscura headline, Spawn Possession, Gorod, and like some other sick band. Yeah, in Europe.
So many people would commit murder to see that tour.
I know, dude.
Hey, can we plug our show? Can we do that right now?
Speaking of,
we can.
We are going to play, right? With Gorod on March 4th?
We are, yeah. With Veil of Nath and
all
Wolf
of us.
King. Yeah. Yeah, we will be there.
And some band called like Triguna?
Triguna, yeah.
That's why I thought we weren't confirmed, because I saw the event and I was like, wait, is that a local band? Did they take our spot?
No, I think we're playing with them, so.
Triguna.
Yeah.
Triguna.
I don't know that.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll find out when we get there.
Yeah. Maybe they'll be cool. But I know a lot of the Veil of Nath dudes, so it'll be cool seeing those dudes again. Nice. Yeah, I know Vance, and if Reese is doing vocals, I know him and some of the other dudes. I don't know who's doing this like iteration of the band, but it should be a fun show.
I know Lindsay's no longer the vocalist. The one time I saw them play with you guys, she was doing vocals, and it was cool, but it was at the worst venue in Elgin or whatever.
Yeah. Well, our buddy Reese
what venue was that?
I don't even know.
Oh,
Dude, you were
God.
there.
You drove. Yeah, you drove.
You drove us all, and I was like riding along. We were listening to the Guitar Pro version of Voice on the way there.
Yeah, it was like that. Like Max's
Elgin,
first show with us.
Think about it.
It was like the Fox.
A bunch of weird.
It was like a venue that barely existed.
A bunch of weird pillars.
Who else played?
There was a basement, and I feel like we had like either played or seen a show in the basement before.
It wasn't Mad Mag.
Guys, I'm stroking out. Yeah. I do not remember this at all.
It was snowing, and LJ Hasib was with us. Or he was at the show.
I drove?
Yeah, you
drove the whole band, and I rode along.
I drove the van with you guys. Oh, you guys played.
Yeah.
Yeah, Warforged played with them, and I was like the hanger-on.
It's okay. You're losing
Who else
it.
played?
Veil of Nath, Aether, us, and Ivan's band before Ivan was in the band.
Discarnate. Now maybe call the derangement.
Yes.
Oh, now you remember?
Now I remember the pillars. Yes, you're right. Yes.
Yeah, the pillars. Like if you're looking at the stage, you're just like, what is going on with these pillars, man?
Holy shit, that sucked.
Yeah. It did suck.
Oh man, that was rough.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, that was also the worst, like,
hey,
winter storm we had for a while.
Warforged has gotten a lot better. Like, be nice. Come on.
I mean, that's debatable.
Yeah, that's
true.
Don't listen to these lists that are out there.
I remember he had that 212 with the neodymium speakers in it that like even I could like pick up with one hand and like throw across.
Yeah, I remember he had that too.
And I'm like, dude, you're 8 feet tall. You need more speakers than that. Like you're never gonna hear yourself in a million years.
Now he plays the WTF 412, so he's good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, holy shit. Yeah, that was funny.
I plugged your company on the road at least once. People were geeking out about that sexy road case.
They're like,
also, thank you for fixing it, and it worked perfectly, and I didn't have to like fight it and want to die every day.
On and off.
Yeah, it was nice. It was good. It was good. It protected the head, and I didn't want to kill it every day.
Okay, I'm glad I was able to fix that.
It's a good thing.
Wait, so who played that fucking show?
Veil of Nath, the band that's headlining the show we're playing.
It's not technically the Gorod show. It's the Veil of
yeah, they're headlining.
Interesting.
The Nath?
I remember not particularly liking that band. Hopefully they're better now.
Veil of Nath?
Yeah.
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 I mean, like,
they're better.
Oh, yeah. I saw them at that Faceless Planetary Duality.
I don't think
10-year
anybody
tour.
really. I mean,
did you go to that show?
No.
Yeah.
I wish that I went. I forget why I didn't go.
I was there. Veil of Nath played. They sounded really good.
Man, you want to be disappointed?
We should do if this keeps happening. We should do a Faceless episode.
Yeah, I'm down. Oh my god!
We'll get Michael Keane to Skype in, dude.
I might be able to make that happen.
Really?
If I reach out to enough people and find contact information,
that
I
would be.
Could.
You find anybody that were like on any of those albums, it'd be funny.
Yeah.
I'm sure you know some people from those, right?
From the Faceless records?
Faceless iteration.
Not really.
You know what I want to know is where are they now? Is with Steve, the original like other guitar player.
I don't know.
Because I met him on the first Summer Slaughter tour.
Oh, somebody tell me he like manages a strip club or something.
What the fuck? Really?
I met him on the first Summer Slaughter tour, and he was super nice and cool, but he was really blatantly hitting on my friend's girlfriend, and I was just like, come on, dude. And
that dude was such a sick,
and then I tried to like say hi to him another time when I saw him, and he just must have not remembered me. He was just like drunk and like, oh, the fuck are you? Like, I'm not gonna talk to you. But I wonder where he is, because I did, when I first met him, he was actually really cool and nice, and that was the day that I met VTech, you know, rest in peace, from Decapitated, a non-rapist that played in Decapitated, who is a sweet fellow who's now no longer with us.
Yeah.
You think they'll ever come back to America?
Nope. I know for a fact they won't anymore. Because
I mean, they probably can't legally, right?
When I was, like,
why not?
Well, they were not acquitted. They just couldn't go forward with the trial because the witness wouldn't cooperate. So, like, it'd be like if I went to another country and they're like, "Oh yeah, you were in jail for rape, and then like you got to leave, but like we're not gonna let you back in here." I don't know. I mean,
when we played in Columbia, Missouri, I think, is it the college town?
It is I think that's where Mizzou is. There's a bunch of college towns in Missouri.
We had a routing date for the Alter Beast tour with Macabre there, and it was set up by one of the guitar players from Misery Index, because he teaches out there.
No
and he's a
shit.
local promoter out there. Yeah, and he's good friends.
Good album that didn't get enough attention.
The newest Misery Index? I never heard it. I never listened to it
front to
back. Yeah, I should check it out. But he was telling me that like he's like tight with Vogue, and Vogue has told him many times he's never going back to America.
Well, Vogue is in Arch Enemy or some shit.
Machine
Head. Close enough.
Or kind of like I don't know if he's filling in or like
be in Machine Head and not play in America.
Well, I don't know if he's an official member or a fill-in.
Yeah, he did some touring with them, and I was like, damn, dude, times get rough. I get it.
Whoa!
Hey, I mean, I'm sure being in Machine Head, like, I guess I would probably join Machine Head because it would be like more money than I've ever made in my life doing anything. But I hate that band. Maybe I would. Too. I hate that band so much.
Which version of the band do you hate? There's like a couple of them.
The one with the Rob guy.
Well, Rob's in all of them.
I kind of hate all the shit too.
Yeah, it's like
you didn't like the new metal era or the metal era.
I would honestly.
I listened to you guys talk about this on the Eddie podcast, and I was still just like, fuck Machine Head forever. Like, I have no interest in nothing like against them as people that I know of, but fuck the music, man.
I could probably listen to the new metal era more so than the metal era, like the Black Label Society era.
Okay,
Eddie Gobo.
This actually,
the Burning Red is an album that I thoroughly enjoy.
I want everyone that is watching. So next time you guys do a new metal podcast, you guys both have to get cornrows.
No,
both of you guys both.
I'll do it if Bill does it. Fuck it.
Yeah, you gotta braid your beard too.
Well, Gobo's got to get him too. He can do it with his hair.
Okay, well, if you can get Gobo to do it, I don't know if his hair's long enough.
We all have to wear Adidas tracksuits.
You guys gotta dress up for it. You know, like I guess I didn't really dress up for this. I'm wearing a death metal shirt, but like
that works.
So I look like a person who listens to death metal.
I wear my death metal shirt.
You're wearing a cat Star Wars.
I'm wearing a death metal shirt.
Yeah.
Vitriol. Nice people. Good band. I'm really happy that I got to like experience that show with those guys.
See that guy fucking rip.
Yeah.
Which guy?
The
drummer.
Vocalist. Oh yeah, the drummer. The vocalist sing like
and the singer,
guitarist. Like
Kyle.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I talked to. I want to say his name is Mike, the other guitar player. The guy who plays the Red Explorer.
Yeah.
We were warming up together backstage. God, what a great show experience that was. Honestly,
That's cool.
Sure
I had to like give a shout out to everybody that like played in all the bands and Cattle Decapitation as well, and everyone was just so fucking cool. And there was no weird ego shit backstage. We were all just hanging out, warming up together.
The Cattle Decap guys are cool. Like I feel like they're just so jaded and like cynical.
Well, you know, they might have had some alone time, but they weren't being weird or anything.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And the Metro staff was great. Geigen was awesome to kind of reconnect.
Metro?
It was my second time. I played there 10 years ago with the Infected.
That's awesome. That makes sense.
But yeah, the green rooms are funny because it's kind of like one big room, and then there's 3 private rooms, and we didn't have a private room obviously because we were just like, you know, local opener number one. But the private rooms, like the walls don't touch the ceiling for some reason, so you can hear everything. Like I could hear just like
shit about
drummers warming up. I guess, but it was just like drummers warming up on pads, and like there's more of like a common area where me and the at least the Vitriol dudes and the guys in Geigen were hanging out, warming up, and you know, it was just like it was cool. Like it wasn't like, fuck you, this is like my fucking territory.
Right.
Not to say that I've experienced that with a lot of other bands, but everybody was awesome and nice and cool, and
That's cool.
What
That's
a fun thing to do the day before you leave for tour, right?
Yeah.
How you start a tour, man.
Yeah. Ray's like, oh, we can't practice Thursday. She called me up and was like, oh, we can't practice Thursday. And I'm like, why? What happened? Like, somebody die? She's like, we have to open for cattle decapitation. I was like, woo!
That's dope.
Yeah, it was
a good excuse to not.
It was very cool.
Yeah, man, you guys sounded so good at that fucking Empty Bliss show too.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was awesome. 15
shows in 16 days. Hopefully we'll do that to you.
Yeah, definitely. That was good. Yeah, that was a really fucking...
I just want to play every day of my life, dude. Maybe it's because I'm not a singer or a drummer.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, if I could just play a show every day, I'd probably be good.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
Be happy. Mm-hmm. Probably be good at guitar. My neck might fall off someday, but knock on the table, it's feeling all right.
Yeah, man. You probably got jacked neck muscles, dude.
I don't know if they're muscly jacked.
You know,
look your like neck is fit though.
What's that guy?
Corpse Grinder?
George.
Yeah.
Mr. World of Warcraft.
Where he challenges people to henbegging competitions mid-set.
Does he?
Yeah, because he's fucking weird, dude. He talks about it on
yeah,
he talks about it on Joss's podcast once where he was like,
how old is that guy? He's up there, right?
Yeah, probably in his 40s as well.
Yeah, you need to have like the Jossa podcast has those sick like interlude music things where they're like answer some emails, answer yeah.
Yeah, dude.
If anybody else wants to make music for us, they're more than welcome to.
Yeah, dude, Mikey, write me a fucking email fucking song, but we don't have an email.
Yeah, you got to get a new metal song for Eddie. You got to get Eddie doing vocals on it. Have Mikey do like the Korn rip-off riffs and like program the drums or whatever, and then have
yeah,
put out the APB on Facebook and see if anybody responds.
Yeah, write us a new metal song.
Everybody's got a fucking recording studio in their goddamn house. Somebody should be able to do it.
We're like in one now, essentially, with the camera.
Well, yeah. I mean,
I have my next new metal record picked out for that episode already.
Do you really?
Oh yeah.
Man, I am like torn.
You guys want to talk about it? I'll sit out.
No, we can't. We don't reveal it until closer to the date.
Well, because it's 2 months from now.
Like I said, like last night we went out for Eddie and Danny's birthday, and Nate brought up this episode, and I was like, right away I stopped and I was like, don't talk about the albums. He's like, I wasn't going to. I was like,
you didn't talk to me at all the whole night, and then I had to come up and be like, hey, Bill, we're doing this thing tomorrow. I don't know if I'm ready for it.
And I talked you through it, and look at that, you did it. You did a good job.
Yeah, I stayed up all night last night listening to these albums. That's the only reason why I thought it was going to be a week from now. And I had already listened to, obviously my own album.
My PA apparently fucked up with the dates.
Oh, he said, I didn't fuck up with the dates. You fucked up with the dates, dude.
I didn't fuck up with the dates.
You told him the initial date, and that's what he put in his phone. And then I asked you, because we never created an event in the Google Calendar. I had to do that. And then you were like, yeah, he's going to be this for this weekend. So I did it.
Yeah. It's still your fault.
No.
Anyway, so
sorry.
I didn't reveal anything. I just was like, hey, man, I've only listened to Jason's album once, and I've listened to my own a bunch over the years, but I need to do a deep dive. But luckily, I've been essentially a nocturnal person recently, so I was able to just stay up till 6 a.m, like drinking and listening to the records.
I re-listened to all these this morning.
Oh, really?
That makes sense.
Just to get a quick crash course in it and
there you go.
Take more notes that I didn't bring. So, yeah, it worked out great.
Yeah, man, I wonder.
Actually, I think I hit all my...
do like a reveal of your notes next time we do this.
I'll take a picture and just throw it on Instagram.
There you go.
I see one of your guitar picks on the floor.
You can have it if you want.
Only losers play Altex, by the way.
Oh,
Tortex is where it's at, dude.
Okay. Altex, Tortex, what's the difference?
That one's clear. It looks like a piece of amber. I think it's lighter weight.
Are they made by the same company?
Yeah, they're both made by Dunlop. They're like some proprietary plastic blend or some shit.
You like this?
I did when Something Is Waiting was a 5-piece.
Oh wait, you don't use those anymore?
No, I use the green Tortex like every other fucking asshole.
Oh, like me? Oh man. Good show on New Year's, by the way.
Thank you.
Very good show.
I'm glad you made it out.
I appreciate your tight performance. The multiple amp setup was great. Your wireless system being able to run all over that teeny ass stage was great.
I'm just glad that
Eddie's jokes about me were not too hurtful. They were actually mostly very nice.
We always have to say something when you're in the crowd.
What did he say about you?
Oh, nothing. It was just about the infected breaking.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was funny because
bands,
him and I talked about this yesterday
The Infected
because we used to play with Black Actress all the time, the band that like headlined the New Year's show.
Who did?
The Infected. We played like at least 4 shows with them.
Which is why, I remember like the name. I was like, yeah, I definitely have heard of these dudes.
It was always fun. It was always a good fit. They're like a kind of raucous, like punk rock and roll thing.
I can definitely see why you guys did. shows
Bobby's a great front man. Yeah, we always had great times together. But like, no one in the crowd reacted to that at all. Like, I would have loved it if someone was like, "That band sucks. Fuck you." But no one. Maybe people don't listen to Eddie when he talks sometimes. I don't know, because they didn't react to My Chemical Romance either. Obviously, somebody.
I thought that was funny. I thought everything he said was
somebody
funny.
in that room had heard of that band.
Well, when he did the ball drop, that was really sick. That was cool. He counted down like
we were joking at practice. He was like, "I'm going to do that like 4 or 5 times."
Yeah. That was good. I liked it. I thought it was funny.
I was like, dude,
that's half the reason I like seeing your band is just because I like to hear what he's gonna say.
Like, dude, do it during the guitar change.
Yeah. My favorite is when you and Gabe have conversations. He's like, stop talking,
stop making noise.
But yeah, how much of that was rehearsed? Because I felt like it wasn't that rehearsed.
No, I mean, like,
I've heard him say that a couple times.
We do that. Yeah.
You guys are like talking, and Eddie's like, "Shut up, play the song."
Dance, monkeys, dance. Yeah.
But is that rehearsed? Is that like a part of your
It's a shtick, I guess. It's not really like rehearsed. Like when we practice. You
got your presence peak up on that SM7. Is that what that is?
Is that what's going on?
I think so. It looks like you got it on. You can't see it on Jason's. You don't have it. But if you see those little lines on the end of Bill's microphone, those are like
it's upside down.
Oh, it's upside down. Oh, so it's the roll off.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, those are EQ curves that you can adjust on the microphone.
Oh, I know what that is.
What does EQ stand for?
Equalizer.
Close enough.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's
EQ, electronic.
But no, I'm glad you get to see it, because then I find like telling everybody I got to prove you guys wrong. And I'm happy.
Yeah.
Wait, prove me wrong? How?
When I told you guys we were doing the 3-piece thing, and like all 3, like you and Franco and like all 3 were like, horrible idea. Don't do it. It's going to sound terrible.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, you're right. I guess I was wrong if I said it was going to sound terrible, because it doesn't sound terrible. It's awesome.
It sounds great, dude.
But I still am, in general, you know me, I'm in general like a fan of like a lot of people, like making music together is better than
4 as a crowd.
Yeah, but you have a billion bands that make music together.
Well, I do. I guess. I'm just saying that, like, I don't know. I like the interaction of people, and obviously I love everybody in that band. I love Pete. I love Eddie. More. Yeah, you guys do your thing. I'm just saying that if my reaction was like, well, you shouldn't do that, it's more just because of that. Because of like, I get it. Like, logistically, fuck. You only have 3 people that have band practice. You only have 3 people in the van when you go on tour. Your rig is, I don't know what your actual bass cab is, but like your rig is not that big compared to a lot of bands that I've seen. So
yeah,
you normally can still fit it in the fucking van.
Yeah, normally it's just the 212-15 Emperor cab. But we're slowly making our way away from Emperor. Not that there's anything wrong with Emperor. I do enjoy their cabs.
Oh, do you now?
I've kind of done the same thing.
What's up?
I don't know. My main cab now is my Mesa cab.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you can't go wrong with a Mesa cab. Like, those are the shit.
Like,
I know. If I didn't build my own,
I love my Emperor cab too. But like, I've just been playing the Mesa more.
That's fair. Of course, we don't practice as much, so it's understandable that you don't play the Emperor as much. But yeah, eventually I'm going to make, I'm thinking like 212, 210 for the bass rig. That's also an interlocking system. So that way I can kind of move stuff around if I feel like it.
Oh yeah, you're like,
you should make coffins for your band that interlock it too. So like
when you guys die, you have to pay for it.
When you guys get big enough,
when I
just
die, I'm gonna make my own casket.
You should.
Are you Hank Hill?
Yeah.
Or John Lithgow's character from fucking Dexter.
Yeah, dude. Fuck.
Yeah, I think about that every time I see it. I'm like, that's gonna be Bill, dude.
Just sitting there saying and building. Yeah.
He's gonna kill and rape his family and be like, "This is my casket. I made it myself."
I should start on that casket now.
It'll take you like how long? A week?
Yeah. I don't think I got that much time left.
Bury me in a refrigerator box.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can do that legally, but if you're cremated, we could do it.
Why not?
I don't know how to make the laws.
That sucks. You legally have to pay a lot of money for a casket.
I don't know if it's a legal thing, but if you're gonna,
you should make a road case styled casket.
Oh hell yeah, that'd be great. And like at the end, everybody just locks it in.
Yeah.
That's funny. I have this friend. His name is Alec. He plays in this band called Lesser Globe. He's also a recording engineer and live engineer. I don't know what band he's out with now. It might be Chelsea Wolf. He might be Chelsea Wolf's front of house. He posted a really funny picture of like him face down, laying down inside of a road box, and it was like more than big enough for his whole body.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
what was that case for?
Probably drums or something. I don't know.
Oh, okay,
but
drum vault. And that's a
big
case.
I laughed out loud so fucking hard. And his band Lesser Glow is great. God, I wish we played with him when we played in Boston. I think he might have been on town or something.
Next time.
Well, damn.
We're not talking about death metal anymore, which is okay.
Sorry, it's turning into a usual episode.
No, this is fine. How far
Can we
in
talk
are
about
we?
Star Wars?
We're not.
2 hours.
Okay,
we don't have to.
We don't have to hit 3 hours.
No.
I'm also like losing it. I'm so fucking.
No, it's fine. We did it. We did the thing. So yeah,
did you guys do a thing where you picked like your favorite of the 3 albums, or did you not do that?
Oh no, maybe we could.
No, we usually
That's a good one. I like that.
Yeah, it is good.
Fuck. See, add more to this. I like. Wait, hold on. With this album, I think it's pretty obvious. This album is in everybody's rotation, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Omnivium?
This is another one that's saved on my Spotify. Like
I listen to it pretty regularly, I guess. I mean, for an album that came out that long ago.
I mean, I don't listen to music ever, but it's there saved. Yeah. So when I do my shuffle of all my music, that stuff pops up.
I would say probably the Hate Eternal one for me, honestly. Like that will be in my rotation more than
really
any of the. Yeah, I have more drive to just because like Omnivium, I love it, but it's like I know that record like the back of my hand, so it was like cool listening to this Hate Eternal record, which like I was familiar with, but not as familiar with. Yeah,
I wonder if I'll actually just listen to other Hate Eternal albums more because of it, because it's like a reminder of like, oh yeah, this band is amazing. You should listen to them all the time.
Yeah. Especially that last album, man. That's the one I want to go back and listen to.
Maybe I will check that out.
Yeah, it's good.
I'm sure it is.
So I guess picking a favorite is like stupid then.
No, I like that. Picking a favorite of the ones we've done. I would say Obscura is like probably my favorite.
Yeah, probably me too. I mean, it's just like
I can't really pick against it because I've only listened to the other albums like a few times.
Yeah.
But the Fury and Flames was once I got past the first couple songs and kind of like let all the historical shit go with like the snare sound or whatever the hell I was worried about.
Right.
I was sucked in and was just like, wow, this is amazing. The hell was wrong with me when I was 21? A lot of things, I'm sure.
I remember there was one dude on the internet on Facebook that made a comment about the snare tone on Omnivium, and I like shit on him. I was like, fuck you, dude.
But it is like really high pitched and weird. Like
it sounds like Hannes Grossman's snare.
It doesn't fit for everything. You know what I mean? It's like I can understand why if you were a drummer or you're not a drummer, you're going to be like, I don't like that snare tone.
Yeah.
It kind of, it's like not quite on like the level of like a ska band, but it's like very, very high pitched.
Yeah, which I like.
It seems
and very, very non-resonant. That's another thing. It doesn't like ring. It's just
a lot of pop.
I know you like, Jason, you like that like fucking, you like that slam shit, that garbage can snare. And his doesn't do that. It just kind of like, pop, you know, because and it's good for blasting and playing super fast on, but I think, again, that's part of the reason why Ocean Gateways, I think, just doesn't work for me.
Oh, really?
They could have, like, switched drum tones. It's not that hard to do. You could have, like, tuned the snare down or use a different snare or something.
True. I like that song, man.
I'll see if I can add that effect.
Yeah, add the, like, 8 million delay reverbs that are not EQ'd. They're not EQ'd also. That's another thing. They're just, like, muddy and weird.
Yeah.
Shots fired.
But it sounds like you're in the ocean, right? You're wet.
Is that the idea?
You guys ever hear the first Obscura record, Retribution?
No.
That's pretty bad.
Wasn't there like a re-release of it or something?
Yeah, right? They reissued it. My God, when they were
Did they remix it or remaster, or did they just re-release it?
I don't know. They did it. That came out when
that was a while ago.
When I was in high school, they re-released it. Yeah. But like, because they were on Relapse, and Relapse re-released it. And now they just signed a Nuclear Blast, I think.
Oh, okay.
And they're working on another record. Yeah. So.
And that's the follow-up to what was
Diluvium?
Diluvium.
Diluvium's the newest record.
I have not listened to that.
Yeah. Diluvium's the newest record.
I could have picked that one. I have that one on CD too, but it's just like.
Is that the same lineup as the one before that?
No.
Oh, no.
It's a different lineup.
Different lead player.
Man. Yeah.
Different drummer, I think.
They got in this, because, like, so...
Is the singer just like a super difficult guy to work with or something?
No, I don't know. Maybe because, like, I know that's why Hannes and shit left. Because they were not down with that dude. But, like, I don't know. It's weird. Because, like, they had that dude on Acroasis, that Fountainhead guitar player.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
who
the
was,
fretless
I'll wait
guitar player.
to talk about, because I want Nate to be here for this moment. Close the door all the way so the heat doesn't get out.
Let's just talk shit about Nate while he's gone.
The album,
fuck his long hair. Fuck that.
Their whole thing was like Cosmogenesis through Diluvium was like a 4-album concept. And so it's over now with Diluvium. That concept is over. Yeah, I forget what it's about. Some like world being born shit. Yeah, insert generic metal concept
I think
here.
Metal concepts are cool. They're awesome. And it's I think it's cool that vocalists do that, but it's a missed shot at me. Like, I don't care ever.
I only care when it's sick. Like, would I say a concept of a dude jerking off in the bushes and then breaking into a house and killing this woman's father and then fucking her and killing her is good? I don't know.
At this point, maybe I should read those lyrics.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And it's just like...
Is it all in like chronological order as far as
song?
like yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the story it goes back and forth. Like, there's one song about like the setting, and then there's another story about like the backstory of like how like he's in school and he sees this girl and blah blah blah. And then the third song is like when the shit goes down, and then like it unravels from there. So yeah, like chronologically makes sense. Okay. That's why when I joined Roman Ring and we were doing Babel and Danny like didn't put the concept in order, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like why
you
did
can't
you
do that. Yeah.
I was such
Stupid.
an afterthought, I think, or I don't know. Like, not my department. That's all.
Well, I mean, Babel is like, it's like you can kind of do it with those songs because it's like not all super direct story shit, but like, yeah, I don't know. I would never do that. And then I was like, why would you do these? Like, well, it's just got to be based on the way the album flows. I'm like, yeah, the lyrics have to flow with the album.
Right.
You fucking jabroni fuck.
We were kids.
Okay. Dude.
Full on adults.
Danny was as old.
Bands.
Nate was as old as I am when I joined the band. I think.
Maybe. I don't know.
27 or 28 he was.
That's fair.
Yeah. So. And life goes on, Bill Fay.
Unfortunately.
But, so Fountainhead was on Acroasis. He was the lead player. He played a fretless guitar. And there was some beef that went around because he quit before the touring cycle of that album. And Stefan was like shit talking him, saying just like, yeah, like fretless guitar makes no sense. And like, but his guitar, like the solos on that record are awesome. Like, and some of the shit he plays on a fretless guitar sounds so cool. Like, I don't know, whatever. Like,
it's very cool.
Yeah.
And, no one can really replace Christian in the same way. Like, they're going to be the same. But,
yeah.
There's like a sick video of him doing the full album playthrough. And it's just him playing along to the whole album.
Of Fountainhead?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Yeah. He's a big internet dude now.
He's a big internet dude, but he's also...
Wasn't he a big internet dude before that, though?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
But he's also at least a champion of, like, being human. And he's like, hey, I might have fucked up here and there, but I'm a person, so it's fine. And he's still amazing. And you're just like, well, where did you fuck up?
Yeah, please tell me where you fucked up.
And him and that other guy who can play Necrophagist at, like, 150% of the speed recently, like, made a video about the whole, like, internet, like, half-speed pre-recorded guitar playing Instagram. I don't know. That was like a big deal. That the first week that I was on tour, and I think everyone forgot about it already.
Yeah, the whole Lucas Band thing with Jared Tynes or whatever.
I enjoyed following it, but I didn't really enjoy it.
Yeah.
I ended up actually watching that whole fucking video. Of
I did too.
I know, but then you're like,
honestly, like,
I felt bad for that dude.
Me too.
Like,
I'm on his side more than anything.
Me too.
Like, I hate Jared Dines, and I think he's a piece of shit. And like,
I never minded the guy as much as you did.
I fucking can't stand him.
I thought the weakest part about it was that Jared like didn't stick to his guns. He was just like, "Oh, like I'm sorry, like I didn't mean to hurt you," and it's like. Yeah, you did.
You totally did.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just like he thinks he could do that, and then like
he came off looking like a real piece of shit.
Yeah, it's just like fuck you, dude. You fucking idiot. Like,
I think Lucas does some questionable stuff. Even if he is an amazing guitar player,
I agree he does, but it's just like
he definitely is on some fake bullshit, like clearly, a lot of the time. And I get you don't want to be attacked, and no one wants to be like, I hate you, you're a fraud, but.
I don't know. It just seems like that dude is like the forefront of those attacks, like all the time.
Yeah, he is. They're just a target. It's like a mirror all over again.
But
you know what I mean?
It's because the Nickelback
it's
of like
because of the choices that Rings of Saturn has made. Creative choices. Like, they deserve it.
But it's just like, who gives a fuck? Like,
I don't really give a fuck.
I don't understand like when people like I remember somebody on like Facebook was talking about like I don't get why you listen to bands that sound like that. I was like, well, you know, it's like those guys can't play that. And I was like, yeah, but they wrote that. You know, like they wrote something that I don't think I could ever write.
Yeah, exactly. That's just the style, dude.
Know?
It's like if I'm listening to a death metal song and it's over like 230 beats per minute, it's very rare that I see a band live and it doesn't sound like a wall of noise.
Just pulling that off.
Yeah, and it's just like
I mean, it's like
Eternal's an exception, Nile's an exception, but like. It's still different from what Rings of Saturn is doing. And even what got me with that video was when he was talking about like he had some endorsement deals he was trying to work on and they just dropped him like it was nothing after that. It's like he didn't do like, so what? He uses a track. Like this dude didn't rape anybody.
Right.
Like,
didn't do anything egregious in any way, shape,
I know what you mean about not raping anybody because I don't rape anybody.
Yeah.
But I also think that
where's your endorsements?
It is a little bit like,
I don't get how you guys don't have endorsements.
He didn't really come clean about it. Like that was the part that kind of bugged me about it was he didn't really come clean. He was just like, why is everyone attacking me? You should be like, well, I'm in this band and we don't always present reality. Like, come on, guys. Like, you should be smarter than this. But instead, he's just like, oh yeah, like I'm just being attacked and I'm actually really good at guitar. It's like even when him and Jared made Good and they made like a shred video together.
That was before all that.
He still did. No. I thought it was after.
It was before.
It was like a month before.
Yeah.
Really? When he released
that's why it was so controversial.
When he released
he was like, why the fuck would you even like do a song with me?
He released the one that has all the text that's like, no editing performance-wise, but I decided to put in a harmonized track using the original DI. And I'm like, yeah, because you can't even actually play it. You can't even actually use a pedal. Like, use a pedal. You know what I mean?
I thought he used to. I remember seeing like an old playthrough of that guy.
I just think that shit is like hilarious.
As a harmonizer, and I was like, oh,
because man, probably
like a long time ago.
Yeah.
I'm sure that dude is a great guitar player, probably better than me, but like I think makes a living probably engaging with this bullshit.
Well, like, it definitely puts them on the map. Like it's having that controversy is something that.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
We're talking once again. I think we've said that a million times on this show, but here we are talking about it.
Yeah, for real, dude.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He makes a living off of it.
It works.
Did I bring it up? I didn't mean to.
No, it's all right.
No, yeah.
It's the whole.
Okay. It's a good talk.
But I also just think that like
any news is good news.
Come on, man. It's like the only real defense of that is that everybody is faking shit to a degree, and that's not actually true. So.
Yeah, I wouldn't say everybody.
Yeah, it's not.
But that's I think that's the big defense about it. Like, like all these bands use tracks, and it's like you're right. Like, where's the line?
To me, though, like
there is no line. The line is where you, as a fan, decide if you want to like something or not, and that's it.
When I saw all this shit go down, and it's like, I mean, the three of us could easily just listen to Rings of Saturn and be like, yeah, we know it's fake shit. We know what's going on. You know what I mean? It's just like, I feel like it's so evident with that band that it's crazy to me that people would think otherwise. And it's even crazier for me to be like, why are these companies that are going to work out deals with Lucas Mann not realizing it's like, if my dumb fat ass is able to think like.
But somebody that's in that position, come on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, what? How do you not know this
fucking
shit?
Pull the carpet out from underneath the guy like that? Like, oh, we don't want to associate with that.
It's not like the dude like called out like or is a racist or anything. Right. You know what I mean? It's just, like it's weird.
He uses some shitty recording techniques to sound better.
Okay,
what he fucking knew? Like who? Like God damn.
I mean, I was the guy carrying the torch against like fucking drum editing and not necessarily against triggers, but against like the way that how so much of metal is still about how good is the drummer, and it's like every metal record is fake. Not everyone, but almost everyone. Which is why I love iMonarch so much because it's not.
Well, it's like it's funny. Like I think it's starting to come around a little bit more now. But like, I mean, it's a byproduct of technology. You know, like back then before like we had the ability, it's like you had to be a sick fucking drummer like you're Derek Roddy. You know, like you have to be if you're gonna pull that off. There's no way around it. And then technology started catching up, and like you're fucking like people in their bedroom can make all this stuff sound amazing. Take a shitty drum kit and make it sound like it's the best drum kit ever. And then on top of that, you can edit stuff and make it sound even better, just as good as a Derek Roddy. As long as like the writing is there, maybe the technicality of it, like you can't physically do it, but if you can write that, I mean, that's more than most people. That's my argument to any of that stuff is like, sure, maybe they can't play it live, but they wrote something that is pretty cool. Like,
Do you remember Agoraphobic Nosebleed?
Hell yeah.
It's like, I don't think that was supposed to be done live, but they have, I guess, done it.
Have they really?
They've done a few shows.
Really? That seems like a more studio-based
But it's fun. That to me is funny because that was the prime example back in the day, back like 10 plus years ago of like, oh yeah, it's a drum machine. We're telling you it's a drum machine and it can't be done.
Yeah, they owned up to it.
This is fast. You like it or you don't. And it wasn't a dick measuring competition, as they say.
But now I think people are kind of coming around with it, where now it's a point of pride of being like, I fucking played the real drums on this thing, like, you know.
Well, like, my whole thing is
starting to come back a little bit.
Where I land on it now is it's a good, wholesome excuse for like fucking up. You're like when I saw Iron Maiden and they fucked up 2 minutes to midnight. I was like, this is insane. They've been playing this
that iconic and
they've been playing this song for longer than I've been alive, but that proves they're actually humans playing their music, and that's fine. And I'm like more entertained and excited by that than if they nailed it perfectly and it was like to the grid and like to the track and
they Milli Vanilli it.
It also just gives me that leeway as a performer to be like, oh, I didn't play it perfectly because I was really playing it and I was really like swinging my head around and like throwing my guitar across the room when I did it. So it is what it is.
You probably heard it, but at the show, and I told Max, I was like, yeah, I couldn't help but laugh. So we jammed right before that show.
Practice?
And, yeah. And
is that bad luck for you guys?
No,
some bands are like weird about that.
No, I like doing that. It's
I like doing it
nice.
too.
It kind of knocks the rust off a little bit.
I'm not a singer. I'm not a drummer though. So it's like, I'll warm up on
Gabe
guitar.
will play all fucking day if he had to. And in the song that we have, "Fucking Peace," like we were playing it, and in practice, I like flubbed a note, and I was like, and it sounded like a Guitar Hero, like sounded like one of those.
Yeah.
And I like laughed, and I was like, whatever, And then at the show we're playing, I did it again in the exact same spot, and like started laughing. I was like, God damn it! Like, but
it probably sounded intentional. Like I don't remember that being fucked up.
Yeah, probably not. It happened. It's so quick and fast. Yeah,
and I was not drunk at all while you guys were playing because I couldn't even get. I got one beer at the bar in like an hour.
That's why we like that. Say goodbye to you at the show. I tried to, but you were in line for the bathroom and I couldn't see you.
Yeah, it was fine. It's no big deal.
Next time, be taller.
My New Year's in general was just weird because I ended up like with no one to hang out with, and then thankfully me and Myrick ended up like in tacos together. But I was just like, oh yeah, all my friends just immediately left except for the guys playing who have band responsibilities like moving gear.
You're obligated to stay there.
Yeah. I had work at 10 the next day, so I was just like,
no, I know you did. Like Chuck also did the same thing. He also just like disappeared.
I don't think he was there on New Year's. I mean, at work on New Year's Day.
Oh no, I just meant he left.
He went to another show. A coworker's show. Yeah. They were playing Elbow Room.
No, but like. I never mind. It's
no, I know what you mean. Yeah.
But that's a thing that worries me in that position.
Hey, dude, free show that all of a sudden last minute that dude decided not to make a free show.
I don't know if he necessarily was gonna. I don't know.
Wait, what are you talking about?
So that New Year's show,
it was supposed to be free.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Supposed to be
was
free.
It?
Yes, that's what Gobo kept saying.
I would like assumed it would have been free, and then even on the fucking Facebook page, there is no mention of a cover.
Yeah,
so I thought that was a little shitty.
Yeah, it was bogus
on that part. But
Trucker could have had the night off, man. He could have just been raging. Instead, he was carding people and taking money.
Yelling at everybody.
I'm warming up to that dude though.
I don't mind him at all.
I like Trucker. I'm just saying.
I used to hate him.
I'm just saying that he can be a little surly, but you know,
for sure. Yeah, but I mean, it's like he's an older dude.
That's part of his charm.
Yeah. What is his position there? Like, what is he? How is he there?
Livewire badass.
Does he own Livewire?
No. Dave owns it, man.
Horniac.
Yeah.
Horny maniac.
Horny maniac.
Dude, I love. There's a video of Dave riding on one of those divvy scooters and eating shit.
Yeah, that's a real video.
Yeah,
he posted it as like a PSA, like don't be like me. I ended up at the hospital. He's like doing like a selfie video.
Yeah, and his phone went flying. He
crashed.
Where can I see this video?
It's on Facebook. It's on his Facebook. Yeah,
I'm gonna have to add him on.
It's really funny. That dude's a drummer.
Is he?
Yeah, he plays in a few bands. He plays in Black Angus, which is a AC/DC cover band.
Okay, yeah.
He played House of Blues.
He used to play November's Doom for a minute.
Wait, he did?
Yeah.
Before
for like
Gary?
Touring. Yeah, way before Gary.
Oh, man.
Shit. November's Doom has been around forever.
I know, but I've only known them with Gary as the drummer.
Yeah.
They're playing 70,000 Tons of Metal along with this other band, Without Waves.
Yeah, I don't wonder how
Without
that
Waves
fucking
is
happened.
Playing that?
Yeah, dude.
I'm so pissed.
John's like en route right now or something.
You guys not?
That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know.
That'd be sick.
Gary's got to be sucking someone off, dude.
Hello there.
Why Gary?
Because he's in both those. Well, I mean, November's Doom I see.
No, their manager Rodney, who I don't know if you know.
Yes, the dude with the hat.
The hat guy. He got them that gig, and he's
that guy
actually
looks
going.
Like, do you know this
he's
dude, Rodney?
Is it like Curious George's like handler?
No, he looks like a character from fucking like Alice in Wonderland, dude. Like a Tim Burton directed Alice in Wonderland.
Well, hopefully he never hears this podcast. But yeah, I was talking to.
It's cool. I like his look, but I'm just like, this guy's wacky. I've never met the dude my entire life, but
okay.
He's a relatively nice dude.
Is he from
metal.
Chicago?
Yeah.
And Nate introduced me to him.
He DJs at
Hey, how's it going?
He's DJing there tonight.
I think he's a little bit of an older dude.
He's definitely way older than us.
Rodney.
But
he is their manager. And John and I will just say we had a funny
Without
conversation.
Waves manager? Okay.
Yes, he's their manager.
And November's Doom manager?
Don't think so, but I actually
November's
don't know.
Doom.
Definitely
He's
Without
Gary's
Waves.
manager.
Without Waves is this manager, and he's going with them on the cruise. And that was the joke. I was
so
like, John,
how's he DJing at fucking Exit now?
Tonight. He's DJing at Exit tonight.
But I thought John was on the way to the cruise.
I mean, he's not literally on the way there now, but he'll be like on the way in like 2 days or something.
Gotve.
That's fucking sick.
It's the 7th. I think he leaves the 7th, which is the day after tomorrow.
It's so weird because like I've never like I've seen Without Waves a couple times live. They're a cool band.
They're awesome. I'm very excited for their new album.
I feel like they don't tour a lot.
They don't, and I don't think that it's for lack of trying. I think it's more that they never got hooked up with an agent, and they just do the best that they can do in terms of like DIY, and it ends up being like a week here, a week there.
Yeah,
at least that's what I've heard, because they're a great band. I think maybe it's
they're on prosthetic, right?
They are, and that might be part of it. It also might be just
I'm surprised
Chicago prosthetic cult.
They're
right, yeah. They did the prosthetic fest last year.
Yeah, I guess none of our bands are a part of that, thankfully. But like, there are a lot of bands that are good.
We're just not cool.
I literally just thought that. I was like, thank God.
No, it's all from love.
Yeah, it's fine.
People understand.
I mean, hey, if their deal is sick, that's cool.
I mean, I think at least as far as Without Waves goes, like they're getting taken care of.
That's good.
They're getting the money they need.
Are they tracking another record at Bricktop?
It's not with. No, they're doing it with Rollin. They've been working on it for like
no shit,
or 9 months already. Or maybe 6 months. I don't know. Whoa, don't quote me on that. They've been working with Rollin in his studios for a while. Yeah. I think all the guitars and drums and bass are done, and vocals are just.
How did that happen? Because they liked our record that Rollin did.
They did a record with Rollin like 2 or 3 albums ago.
Do they have a lot of albums?
They have like 4, but like only one. Really? Only one on a label, I think. Maybe not 4, but like one on prosthetic, obviously. And they have at least 1 or 2 before that. So maybe this will be the 4th one. But yeah, they're
has it been the same lineup?
Yeah.
Wow.
Good man. John's been in that band for a very long time.
Forever. Interesting. Well, now my phone is fucking up and I can't pull up.
Anyway, the song "Fucking Peace," awesome song.
It's the.
What is that actually about? Do I have to ask?
You have to ask Oba. I don't know. Man, I don't write the music.
Because I feel like I know what it's about, but I don't. Like, you know what I mean? I'm sort of like, this is probably about like a singular experience that he had.
Have you seen the lyrics at all?
I mean, I can understand.
Yeah, you can understand
some of them. Right? And I mean, I understand the chorus.
I feel like all the guys in Without Waves look like different. Like they look like they're all cousins in a way.
I don't know.
What about our band? I mean, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
We all
except
look like
Danny, but.
Oh man. I really want to talk about last night, but I don't want to say anything incriminating for the dude.
That's fair. Yeah, I don't know much
about it. We had a fun time. That's all it was.
Yeah, last night was a blast. Sorry, you couldn't make it, JC.
Bill Fay decided to ignore me for the entire night because he was worried I would talk about my album or something.
No, I just didn't want to talk to you, like, in general. So, like...
Okay, fair enough.
Besides, you were all the way on the other side of the table.
I mean, you just missed me and Jack hugging it out, and that bummed me out a little bit.
I envisioned it, so when I went home, I was like, I pictured it, and I was like, oh, okay, that's cool.
And you touched yourself to it.
I violently jerked off to it. It worked out and put me right to sleep afterward.
Sick.
So I appreciate that. Yeah, no, I ended up never leaving the fucking front. Like, I just, every time I was like, hey, what's up? And then somebody else would walk over and be like, hey, what's going on? I'm like, all right, yeah, what's up? And then, like,
the front of the bar?
Yeah, like, I literally got, 8 feet from the fucking doorway?
Yeah,
I think that's the furthest I got.
Didn't take your coat off.
I did.
I don't think you had a drink, but maybe
you
did.
Hey, breaking news that I'm seeing right now.
Is this Slipknot exclusive.
Slipknot guitarist Mick Thompson stabbed in the head by brother.
Whoa.
Thompson, okay, local Iowa news outlet reports that 41-year-old Slipknot guitarist Mick Thompson has sustained a stab wound to the back of his head during an altercation with his younger brother, Andrew, age 35.
Good Necrophagus song.
Both brothers, in fact, suffered serious injuries, although none of the injuries were life-threatening.
Jesus Christ. That's nuts.
You will probably not be shocked to learn that both of the Thompson brothers were reportedly intoxicated when the incident occurred.
They probably look like two fucking bears fighting. Like
they're just drunk.
Mick Thompson's not a tiny guy. I'm sure his brother isn't either.
Yeah, Jesus.
They're drunk and they decide to stab.
This was in Iowa?
Yeah.
Fuck, I'm gonna be in Iowa soon.
Are you?
Yeah.
What?
Something is waiting. We're playing a show.
Are you playing in Iowa City?
Yes.
At Gabe's?
Maybe. I don't know.
Come on, man.
Talk to Gobo, man. I'm
sure
just the guy with the gear.
Right?
Sure, that's
Gabe's
insane.
or whatever Gabe's is called now. Iowa City is a bit of an anomaly in the state of Iowa. It's like it's like Evanston, but it's in Iowa. It's in Iowa.
Where did we play in Iowa?
We played in Des Moines one time.
Was that in the back of the record store?
Yeah, we played in Des Moines one time, and it was actually really amazing.
It was fun.
I have not played in Iowa since then.
Hot room though.
I have not played in Iowa once since then.
Really?
Yeah. My Des Moines show was fine. There wasn't a lot of people there, but we got paid a lot of fucking money to play it.
What was the venue?
I don't remember. It was just
it Vaudeville Muse?
Was that where we were supposed to play? Right?
Yeah.
And it got moved.
No, it wasn't Vaudeville Muse. It was something else, but it was like a bar type place. But like, it was super weird because it was an all ages show, and we had like an 8-hour drive there, and we literally showed up right before we had to load on and play.
Ugh, that's
so we literally played, and we were the headliner, and then we left, and we got paid our guarantee, and people bought like a ton of merch.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was a really weird experience.
I played a show in Des Moines with the Infected when I was like 19 or 20. We drove there in a blizzard. It took 9 hours. We played in front of 2 people. It was so cold. We had at this time we had a trailer. I haven't done a lot of tours with trailers. We had a trailer, and my amp was in the trailer, and I remember I took the amp out of it, and my head, one of the tubes fell out of my hand.
Whoa.
Like that's how cold it was. And I plugged it back in, and we played. We played in front of like 2 to 5 people.
That's such a bummer.
And then drove home the same night.
What band?
Man,
The Infected.
Damn.
We were youngins, man. But like, yeah, that was 8 hours each way at least.
Yeah.
I remember I woke up, I was riding shotgun, and I woke up at some point, and our bass player, who was like, he was the most drunk probably of all of us, but he was driving us. No, this was the original dude, Petro.
Oh.
And we were in the middle of some cornfield, like trying to find a gas station. There was no GPS
His name was
back
Petro? Then. Like short for petrol, gasoline?
Not short for that, but that was his name.
Was that his like legal name or a nickname?
No, it was a nickname derived from his actual last name. But anyway, I remember waking up and being like,
legal issue we don't know about.
This is how I die. Like it was funny.
Lost in Iowa in a blizzard.
We were just like, it wasn't a blizzard. It was a light snowstorm, but we were like trying to find a gas station. And I woke up and was like, where are we? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
He's like, I think there's a gas station over here, but I'm not sure. We're about to run out of gas.
What's it say on the MapQuest directions?
Yeah, dude, that was like, I don't even know if we had those. We might have just been using a regular map.
Oof. Yeah, there you go. Who's the Magellan in that group?
I don't remember. I just remember the one band that played with us had a guitar made out of a skateboard.
Okay.
And when he wasn't playing, he would just like, there was like a truck on it, and he would like flip the wheel, and it would like go through the amp. I remember stupid shit like that.
I thought he was gonna like grind and do some tricks on his guitar board.
On it.
Yeah.
No, unfortunately, no.
Like as a pig slide.
Lame.
What was your favorite Tony Hawk game?
Tony Hawk 1 for sure.
Really?
Oh yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, I think 1.
I still need to get myself a fucking copy of the updated graphics version of it. You were telling me about that.
Yeah, so
how do I do that?
You cannot download it anywhere. You have to get a physical copy of it.
Oh, I can just go to the store?
Where? Wait, what system was it?
I don't know. Well, you're making it sound like I could just go buy one.
It's not as easy as it
the
sounds.
remake that they're making now?
No, well,
Tony Hawk 1 with
Tony
like modern
Hawk, like
graphics.
HD or whatever. They took it off of like every platform, like a downloadable, because of music licensing.
Because of Primus, really?
Oh,
is it?
I don't know. I mean, Jerry was a race car driver. First time I ever heard that.
Primus is cool. They wouldn't do that.
Oh, yeah, we talked about this. I know what you're referring to.
Yeah,
the 2X one, where it had 1 and 2
combined.
it
was like an updated version.
Yeah, I had that for Xbox.
So did I, but they took it off.
I mean, I had the disc for the original Xbox.
The physical is like the only way you can play it.
Yeah. Well, I have it if you want to borrow it somewhere.
For Xbox?
I don't have an Xbox.
The OG Xbox, like the first Xbox.
I wonder if it would work at all.
But that's not the upgraded graphics version.
Yeah, it's got updated graphics. I mean, it doesn't look that great, but it looks better than better than an N64 or a PlayStation.
And you can like manual in it, which I don't think you could.
True.
Right, in the original.
Yeah.
Wait, you can manual? Can you revert too?
That I don't think so.
Oh man,
because I don't think that was in 2. Reverts came in 3.
It was
right?
in 3 or 4.
Yeah.
All right, we're not talking about metal anymore.
That's fine. This is turning into a regular.
Yeah. How far are we in right now?
No, we could probably.
Yeah, I feel like I should go home. I'm so fucking.
Your eyes are getting.
I'm out of White Claws, so I guess I also feel like we should.
Yeah. Mazel tov. We did it, gentlemen.
I wasn't planning on that. Did you clap at the end of the new metal one too?
No, but we're doing it now.
We're doing it for the White Claw, actually. All right, okay. So this is the point in the show where we get to plug stuff, and you're our guest. So anything to plug? All right,
I will plug the. I'll plug the Roman Reigns show with Veil of Nath and Gorod on March 4th, which is not this week, not next week, but a few weeks out.
It's a while from now.
Immortal Bird is playing in Lafayette, Indiana, in 2 weeks.
Really?
It's like a one-off?
Yeah, we're playing our friend Nick Maxon, who lives out there. He's having a birthday party, so we're really straying from the path of our normal, like, we never play locally thing, and we're going to do that, and it should be really fun.
Where's that going to be at?
Lafayette.
I don't remember the name of the venue, but it's in Lafayette, Indiana.
Cool.
Nice.
Sweet.
And that'll be fun. I don't know if anybody listening would be there, but...
I'm going to plug this pile of used tissues and Halls wrappers.
It looks like a tampon. Or not a tampon. That
looks like a tampon?
A maxi pad. Sorry.
That looks like a maxi pad?
Rough looking.
I'm gonna
yeah, that's a little large.
Ma'am.
Warforged is playing in February with Exist and Monotheist and Replacire and another band. I forget who.
Replacire is Eric Alper backwards.
Yes. So we're going to be doing that. Yeah, it should be good.
Don't say it 3
it'll be
times.
a cool time. So yeah, keep an eye out for that in February.
Sick.
And yeah, it should be fun.
Are we in a leap year this year? Did we get that 29?
Yes. Yeah.
This is February 29th?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sweet. We get 1 extra day, guys. What are you going to do with it? Have a flat tire.
I don't know, man. Probably.
I'm going to eat some chicken wings. I'm going to drink beer.
That sounds
my
good.
extra day.
Actually not
I'll probably do that, but
I might buy some legal weed. By then, maybe the lines will have died.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking
have
too.
Have either of you done that yet?
No,
the lines.
I don't have
are
any
just
fucking
too
time
crazy.
to go, and like, it's a
Jack, former guest of the show, went
he did
day of. Yeah,
did he like it?
Yeah. I mean, like, it was interesting. Like, we have to have him on just to talk about it, just to hear his experience.
Yeah, I would like to.
It's hard to encompass in like a quick.
I feel like it wouldn't be that interesting. Like, I've been to dispensaries now in.
Well, I mean, it's Jack, so it's funny, like what he got himself into. Like,
he had an adventure.
Yeah. It's a little bit of.
I just mean, like, generally a dispensary trip is like not that interesting unless something fucked up happens.
Yeah. But it was. I mean, it's interesting because it's the first time in Illinois, and like, yeah, he went to the one in Oak Park. It was just, it was a funny experience, and hearing him describe it's like way better than having me do it. So maybe that's an excuse to get him on the show and talk about it.
Dude, you know what I think I'm gonna do? I'm gonna text message you every single day to listen to the new Acacia Strain until you listen to it.
Dude, we jammed it on the way here. It's good. I like it. I don't even like that band. Yeah, now you have to listen to it.
Did you tell him to say that?
No.
You're like, tell him you like it.
No, because it's a lost cause anyway. So why the fuck would I do that?
I like Acacia Strain.
I know.
Just, I don't listen to them. I'm like Max. I don't listen to them right away.
Wait, what?
I like, it takes me years before I listen to like an Acacia
it.
Strain album. Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
When was the last Acacia Strain record you heard?
The Dead Walk.
Got some catching up with you, boy.
I was like, there's something like the Lightless Walk, but that's not it because that's a Coal Eater album.
Dead Walk. They have about
like
5 records since then. If not, I think
cool.
now 6. You've heard.
Whatever.
I don't know.
No, I've listened to
Continent.
Sure.
With Dr. Doom on
Have you listened to any Dust
Skynet
since they put out White Pony?
Yeah, dude. Non-stop, man. That's never going to stop.
Diamond Eyes? How about anything since Diamond Eyes?
Yeah.
I think all their records are good. Every record I've heard by them is good.
I'm just saying, like, how have you not listened to, like, newer Acacia Strain then? That's another band you like.
I mean, I like Acacia Strain, but I really, really, really like Deftones.
I will text you every day to listen to the record until you do.
Please don't.
It comes in waves.
It
comes in waves of Jason texting you.
Yeah, for real. Your only sin.
Do you even know that's the title? Did you even figure that out?
No.
Come on. I knew that before I even heard it.
Told me multiple bits about this album, and none of it has retained other than the name of the band.
That's why I'm just going to keep telling
you. Well, you like Knock Loose, right?
No.
It doesn't sound anything like that.
Oh, well then.
Except the drums kind of do. The drums
are
the
vocalist doesn't sound like Mickey Mouse?
No, he doesn't sound like Mickey Mouse. That doesn't sound like it at all.
What is the fucking point? The fuck is...
All right.
Grave Bloom. Sorry.
You're looking at your phone now, Bill.
Well, I'm looking at the Acacia Strain albums, trying to figure out what was the last one I listened to.
How the tables have turned.
Grave Bloom was the last, not the newest, not the one that just dropped, but the newest one since then.
Wait, what's on Coma Witch?
We're going to keep going. I'm going to need to go see if Dave has any beer for me.
No, we're going to end very soon. Wow, I don't think I really listened to Coma Witch then.
That one's good too, motherfucker.
Guys, it's supposed to be the death metal podcast.
We're not talking about death metal now.
I know. We're talking about
it's an offshoot of death metal, right?
Yeah.
It's a bastard child of death
Bill,
metal.
what are you going to fucking plug, dude?
Something is Waiting is playing shows. And Robin Ring is playing a show. Nate mentioned it.
In March. That'll be dope. With
March 4th at Reggie's.
Oh, perfect. I was
probably in the joint.
Rewind.
I think it's in the big room.
I actually don't know.
Let me look it up. I'm pretty sure it's in the
We haven't been announced on it yet, but hopefully by the time this airs, we have been announced.
It will be our first show in almost a year.
It'll be about a year, yeah.
Our last show's in April, which is crazy. So yeah, all this time that we've been talking about our band.
Yeah, it's in the Rock Club.
If you're remotely interested to hear what we sound like after we've just talked shit about a bunch of metal bands that are vastly better than us, this is your opportunity to see us and tell us how bad we are. If you want, you can come on and comment about it.
Yeah, you can be like, man, your band's really good, but that dude Bill Fay, he just blows it.
He is the worst.
God, I mean,
how the fuck does he play in a band as a three-piece? Good God, it must be a fucking disaster.
And like, you know, the drums are good except for like, why is he wearing that yellow coat? Like, what's up with
that? He's the yellow man. Mustard man.
I'm wearing it because I'm freezing and like trying not to shiver my ass off.
Are you I'm really glad I wore a long
sick,
sleeve.
Dude.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like shit, man.
Should have put that closer to you then. But I figured you don't like the heat. I'm the one that's like,
well, today I'm just like, today it's bad.
Okay, let's end it. We're talking about you being sick. What are we doing here? All
Smoke weed.
Thank you, everybody. Smoke your weed legally now, guys.
Yeah, enjoy, guys.
Go ahead, walk around, smoke it, have fun.
Thank you.
And then remember, in 2021, cocaine will be legal, according to Joe Lowe, which funny. I thought was funny.
I loved that too because nobody
2022 is
nobody offered any to me, but there were definitely hella people.
There was probably a shitload of cocaine
hella
at that
people,
show.
Especially girls.
Oh, yeah. That band that played after you guys,
Cosmic Kicks.
Yeah, I hated it.
Was that a cocaine band?
I just fucking dipped and immediately I was like, "Fuck!"
I liked that band.
I thought they were so.
We were
lame.
warned by a friend that
kind of lame, but they had like good energy.
They would like bring it.
I like that shit.
And I don't know. I went with you to go get something to eat. I'm a shitty band member.
I mean, they were a bit of a generic like rock thing, but like they performance wise were really good.
Like the singer or the guitar player went into the mosh pit.
Like, he did it. He didn't just do it once. He did it like
multiple times,
5 or 6 times.
Recycled Jet riffs. Remember that band?
Yeah, you know, like I said, I can't defend that.
Or like the Vines.
I can't defend that a whole lot. But he also did get up on the bar and do a solo without a wireless system.
Impressive.
Which is
I did
not
like
the hardest
that,
thing to do. I've done that before at other bars. I just am less reckless than I used to be, but it reminded me of my youth. I was like,
you were there, but the Black Actresses, I think obviously not the drummer, but at one point all 3 of the
were on the bar.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Fuck? Okay, yeah.
Hey man,
well, yeah, Black Actresses.
I'm gonna do that for our next show.
I'd be
just leave my kit and stand on the bar and check my phone.
I'm too short to reach that bar. I'd be fucked.
Yeah, I'll be on stage playing, and you'll just be like, "I'm getting up. Fuck this shit."
Yeah, I'm gonna stand on the bar and look at my phone. Just be like, "What?"
Just throw stuff at your drums and try to hit the.
Be like, "Hey, Joey fucking Jorson got stabbed in the head now."
They're all getting stabbed in the head.
Yeah,
conspiracy. Man. Awesome.
Sweet.
Thank you.
Let's all just have a moment. I wish I had more White Claws to cheers you to be like, we are all only children, so we can't get stabbed in the head by our brothers.
Yeah,
let's be fucking thankful for that.
Hell yeah.
As far as we all know.
I mean, I have stepbrothers that could stab me in the head if we got into a drunken argument, but
I got cousins that could
I
stab
don't
me.
have seem like those type of dudes.
No, they're
Very
awesome.
nice.
I love Alex and Max. I love Rosie
like a head
too.
Stabber.
But I'm just saying,
Definitely a head stabber.
you know, it wouldn't be. We're not like biologically related, so like it wouldn't be the same as
That's
like
fair.
if your sperm brother or whatever like stabs you in the head.
Sperm brother.
Biological relative sibling.
I like sperm brother more.
Pretty good.
Sperm brother.
Yeah, anytime somebody asks me if I'm an only child, I go, as far as I know, yes.
Yeah.
That's my joke.
Oh.
That's not a good joke.
I don't know. It gets a laugh out of somebody every time.
Sperm brother's pretty sick.
Fucking sperm bears.
Yeah.
All right. That's
All right,
enough.
cool. That's enough. Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
All right.
We did this one.
Yeah. Thanks for coming
Hopefully
on.
checked out the albums beforehand,
Yes.
or you're going to check them out afterward if you didn't, and glean something out of it that you hopefully enjoy if you're into metal.
And if you guys have any suggestions for the next one, let us know.
Yes.
And we'll.
I'm going to put my foot down. No fucking texting, all right? Send us a fucking comment on some page of ours.
Yeah,
all right?
please.
Help us out here with our social
comment
media.
on our
If you want to
YouTube,
text me, that's
comment on our
okay.
Facebook.
I'm not gonna
Even
listen to that.
message
okay
us
with
on
texting.
Facebook. Well,
No.
comment. Yeah,
comment on any outlet of ours, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, or the
Can
YouTube
I make a
page.
comment? I feel like you two should be like here because right now, what are the cameras? Just me.
Yeah, you're the star of the
You're
show.
the star of the show.
I'm not the star of the show.
Yes,
It's
you are.
About you.
It's your show.
No, our
Like,
guests
you two should
but
be
you
here.
are our
I'll
guest.
still be here if you want, but you should be like here and here.
Dude, me and Bill are wheeling and dealing on the side.
I should be able to touch you. I should just be able to be like,
Oh, yeah, what? Sperm brother, hold on.
Hashtag me too. You heard it here. There goes that endorsement deal, Nate. All right. Goodbye,
Cool.
everybody.
Thanks for coming
Thank you.
on.
Appreciate it. Nate, yes, awesome.
Thank you for
awesome
having me.
segment.
Yeah, of
I love you
course.
guys.
We look
Love you
forward
too,
to doing
brother.
this again, man.
I'll do all my homework
Fuck yeah.
and
No, you
write
did-
in my
you did
Hail
great,
Satan
man.
book.
That's good.
Hell
Does
yeah.
it really say that? Let me
Yeah.
see that
Yeah,
thing.
dude, check it out. I bought that a bucket of blood. It cost $6.66.
Damn, that's
awesome.
cool.
Page one is my diary of when I did door at our show in DC, and then the rest of it is the
Your
shitty
drunken
notes.
album
on
notes?
our-
Yeah.
Well, actually, if you look at it, so check it out.
This
Omnivium,
looks like the scribbling of a guy in like
this
a
is
Marvel
me
movie
writing
that's
when I'm not that
possessed,
fucked up. And I started with Omnivium, and you're like, okay, your handwriting sucks, but then it gets worse, and then it gets even more. It gets even worse.
Now it's looking like hieroglyphics.
And then I can't even do like I can't even write the lines anymore.
Actually, hey, this will be in 4K, so people can actually kind of see this now of how crazy the handwriting is.
This is behind the
not
scenes.
bad. Look at that. Look at that. Looks good.
Fuck yeah.
Getting a little rough. Getting a little rough. And just
Yeah, I
go
like-
downhill. Hey guys, doctorate. There it is.
Yeah.
Oof, my goof. There you go.
That's actually a prescription for Vicodin, but you can't tell because it looks like
Awesome. Thank you.
Sweet.
I'll
Yeah,
see
thanks,
everybody,
everybody.
Next week with our guest Brody. Right?
I believe
You said?
so, yeah, as long
I'll
as
step him in,
we
and
can
then
get him.
Hopefully, I don't botch it like I did with the
Malcolm.
one where we didn't have
We just
any
forgot the
video.
camera,
Yeah. And I'll hopefully cap the Skype interview
Cool.
and be
Fuck
able to
yeah.
put it all in there. Fingers crossed.
Sweet.
It's like might
Yeah.
be biting off more than I can chew, but we'll see.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, thank you everybody, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
You don't have
God,
to do
you couldn't even fit follow in there.
I forgot the phrase follow because that's what you do on Spotify and I think iTunes. Or do you subscribe on iTunes?
Nothing's for no one. Please like, subscribe, follow,
subscribe
and
on
comment
iTunes.
on our page.
Oh wait,
Instagram?
start over. Start
Hold on,
over.
start over,
Oh
'cause
wait, we
we're
were
talking,
talking through
yeah.
it.
Well, what the fuck? How am I supposed to start it then?
Just now. We're not going to talk.
Yeah, ready, set, go.
The Nothing's for No One podcast. Please like, subscribe, follow, and comment on our page. We're on Instagram, Facebook, Stitcher, Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, and your mom's house.
It's an actual podcast. You can't say that.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's a great podcast. Plug for that. That's perfect.
We like death metal and new metal and old metal and trans metal and gold metal and silver metal and bronze metals even.
Perfect.